Here's to the lucky ones, the survivors, the rescues. They are not chihuahuas nor shih tzus. They're not beagles nor bulldogs. But they need just as much love and care and a good home. Some may have unknown histories, and most have troubled pasts. But what matters now is their future. So if you have the courage and the patience, the heart and the home, there is a rescue who needs you. Because when you adopt a rescue, you help change a life. And don't be surprised if that life turns out to be yours.
Hi everybody, good evening. We're now in episode 6, so we're nearing we're already towards the end of our week-long celebration of International Homeless Animals Day. But every single day, we remain to be grateful because you still continue to be there to support us and encourage us. And tonight is really a very, very special episode. Most especially kasi andun na tayo sa part na mas mag-inspire pa tayo sa mga tao na mas gumalaw pa, na to put compassion into action. Our past topics have enriched our minds and have educated us on what we should do. Tonight naman will be sorry, just ko yung aso kong si Loki. Tonight naman, tonight's episode will be more about really inspiring each and every one of you to do your part. Kasi nothing really is better than giving. It's always better to give than to receive. So before we start tonight's webinar, as usual, we here at Passion Project would always like to start everything with a prayer. So, Heavenly Father, good evening. Thank you once again, Lord, for another day that you added to our lives, so that we may be a blessing to other people, especially to animals in need. As we celebrate International Homeless Animals Week, Lord, continue to inspire us and, continue to remind us that there is always something that we can do. You will always be the ultimate reminder that, sacrifice and being selfless, goes really a long way. Thank you most especially, Lord, for all of the talents and all of the resources that you have gifted us. Again and again, please continue to touch everyone's hearts and inspire all of us to to give back all the glory and honor to you by helping other people and most especially the voiceless animals. I also lift up to you all our speakers for tonight. Lord, I am very, very grateful for these people. My heart overflows with joy because you have gifted us with these volunteers. Continue to inspire them, and may their words be your words, and may all of our actions be yours. Always use us and inspire us and give us the strength and inspiration um, to share all of our talents and our resources and continue to be volunteers. Again, we also continue to pray for all of the homeless animals in the world right now. Please provide for them, keep them safe. May they have water to drink and food to eat. And as we all, continue to move forward in this International Homeless Animals Week celebration, again, just continue to inspire us to always choose kindness. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So, again, good evening, everybody. Thank you for making time, and thank you for joining us in this week-long celebration of International Homeless Animals Day. So, my name is Malu, and I'm the founder of Potion Project. This is our second time to celebrate International Homeless Animals Day. And last year was the first one ever in the country. And then FYI din sa lahat, International Homeless Animals Day is celebrated every third Saturday of August. And we at Potion Project would like to commit. Now, we will really do everything in our power to continue celebrating this one so that we can raise awareness and we can help more animals in need. So, again, as I mentioned, our webinar and our topic for tonight is really very special to me because I've always been someone na, alam mo yung gusto ko talaga mag-volunteer ever since. I can still remember na gusto ko dati mag-exchange program abroad because I've always wanted to feel how it is to to live in other places and, just do everything na, yung walang kapalit talaga. And then, it's through those experiences that you gain more knowledge and you really get to know about what life is all about. Parang mas na-hone ka talaga. Yung pagkatao, mas na-hone when you volunteer. Because again, there's no, sabi nga nila, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they really have the heart to make time because they want to do it. And, iba eh. Ever since Potion Project started October of 2018, we didn't really have a big number of volunteers. We've always operated as a small team. But I will always take pride that, the team, the people that have been with me ever since I started Potion Project, andyan pa rin sila. And most of the people who have really committed to volunteer for Potion Project are those na yung mga nakapunta talaga sa shelter, yung mga na-meet talaga yung mga rescues. And I've always believed that, the rescues that we have in both shelters are really God's angels. And then sila talaga yung nag-i-inspire sa atin to do better and to, live our life to the fullest by just giving back and become selfless. So, before I introduce to you our speaker for tonight, I just would like to play some of the volunteer videos that we have collected in our less than 2 years of existence as a foundation. And I will always be grateful for these people. No, lahat po kayo na mga nagvo-volunteer for Potion Project in any way that you can, may it be by advocating, by fostering, by initiating kung ano man ng mga activities that you can for the voices of animals to be heard, lalong-lalo na talaga sa mga nagme-make time to go to the shelter. Know that I am very, very grateful for you, and I really wouldn't, Potion Project really wouldn't make it this far if not for all of you. So, Here's just a little presentation and a recap some of the volunteer programs that we've had for both shelters. So let's first watch this. There. So just watching those videos make it really makes me miss the shelter already, especially the Bulacan rescues and our caretakers and all of the volunteers. It's so hard. I think that's the hardest part about the new normal na yung nakasanayan mo nga talaga na you really work on the ground and yung fellowship, it's always a fellowship. Every time you know you're pasensya na talaga yung mga aso ko dito. Nag-aaway kasi may treat Loki. You have to share the food, okay? But anyway, so yon. Okay, moving forward. It really makes me miss everybody just having to look at the videos. And I think yung video, yung second video that was taken in the Bulacan shelter, and those were students from the La Salle University, and also yung first batch then were employees of Hinge Inquirer. So I think that was the biggest number of volunteers that we've had at the shelter. Parang over 50 sila. And it's always overwhelming when we get people going to the shelter to help us out. So, before I introduce to you our speaker for tonight, let's just play this video first to, just to excite everyone. And, that our first guest speaker is such a very, very special person. She's so genuine and grabe talaga her initiative to help us out. And I'm very, very grateful to have met her and, to have her as part of the Potion Project family. And always talaga, like, walang pagdalawang isip. Every time we message her, talagang always go. And then, she's a person na hindi lang talaga pagba-volunteer sa animals, but like, sobrang matulungin lang talaga siya na tao. And again, we cannot be more grateful that she's part of the Potion Project family. So, let us please watch this video first, and we're all very excited to talk to our speaker already.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm an actress, a candleist and athlete, a rescuer, an animal advocate, and a pet parent. You probably see me here. We're here.
Okay, wait lang. Eto, may mga na naman, may mga masasamang espiritu, Char. So, may konting technical difficulty lang with the video, but we're trying to fix it. But yeah, let me just talk about first, my experiences with our volunteers ever since I started Potion Project. I think one of the most overwhelming, one of the most memorable din talaga na experience with the volunteers was I don't know if you know Charlie and Dorian. So they're one of the famous Instagrammers and influencers. And they really went all the way here from London last year when we did the block screening, and they really went to the shelter to volunteer. So sobrang na-overwhelm ako because I've always followed them, and I've always looked up to them as a source of inspiration kasi when you look at their page, sobrang positive lang talaga lahat na I think that's also something people don't realize na even the little things na yung pagpo-post mo nga ng positivity and yung mga pagpo-post mo to encourage people to to live, to be the best person, to be the best version of themselves. It really matters. So yun, sobrang na-overwhelm ako na they went here all the way from London. They stayed here for over a week to volunteer at the shelter, and they attended our first ever block screening. So, yung time na yun pa lang talaga, parang, and I was just starting Potion Project then, yun pa lang talaga, I was thinking, I really hope that, sana most of the Filipinos are also like that. Like, sana marami din talaga would go out of their way to volunteer. Kasi, sobrang dami lang talagang nangangailangan ng tulong ngayon. And, yun, as I mentioned yesterday, I met Doc Jazz, one of our really very helpful talaga na mga vets and na volunteer. I met her because of a volunteer also from New Zealand who went here to the Philippines para mag-volunteer. So, the whole volunteering community is such a big source of inspiration and positivity na I cannot emphasize enough how I want each and every one of you, especially the animal advocates talaga, to be part of the whole volunteer community, to really put compassion into action. Kasi it's really through volunteering that you get to have an in-depth understanding ng cause talaga. Parang, iba kasi yung tumitingin ka lang sa mga Facebook pages, tapos nakikita mo lang yung mga aso at mga pusa na nahihirapan. Iba kasi talaga yung feeling pag andun ka na. Iba yung feeling pag sumama ka sa rescue sa Taal. Iba yung feeling pag nag-volunteer ka for a pound rescue operation. Iba yung feeling pag nag-foster ka. Kasi, mas dun mo naiintindihan yung realidad, mas dun mo nakikita kung ano pa bang pwede mong gawin as an individual or as an animal advocate or as an animal lover. So, I really cannot emphasize enough how important it is na siguro at, one way or another, in some point of our lives, we really have to experience how it is to volunteer, how it is to be part of a big cause. And sobrang fulfilling. Nothing can be more fulfilling than, doing something for someone who can never pay you back. And ito talaga yung mga animals na to, sila talaga yung perfect. Sila talaga yung perfect example ng mga, living beings who can never pay us back, except na lang talaga siguro sa pagmamahal na binibigay nila sa atin. So, yun, and also pala, kasi ang dami nagtatanong sa amin how it is to paano ba mag-volunteer. We'll discuss all of that tonight. And if you have any concerns or if you have any questions to our speakers with regards to volunteering, or gusto niyo magtanong kung kamusta experience nila or paano ba nila nahanap yung Caution Project, please type it here in the comment section so that we can ask them later. So, yes, let's see. Are we ready na ba for the video of our guest? Wait lang. Wait muna natin kasi this video is very, very special, and I really want you to watch the video first before we introduce our guest. So, teka lang. I think I'll read muna the comments just in case meron important. And I think the video is already ready.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm an actress, a can-doist and athlete, a rescuer, an animal advocate, and a pet parent. You've probably seen me here. Or here? Dito kaya?
Maligayang araw ng kalayaan!
O baka naman dito.
Wala kang pag-asa doon. Nakita mo ba yung kutis noon? O ay, nakita mo ba yung kutis mo? Yung itsura mo, ha? Huwag mo na ituloy ang sasabihin mo, ha? Kung hindi mapapatay kita!
May lagay pa na sa'yo kamay!
Kunin mo yung number ko. Text mo na lang ako, ha? Sendan mo na rin ako ng jokes at saka ng quotes.
My job is actually super fun. Working with celebrity crushes, portraying different roles like sometimes a ghost, a crazy Japanese girl, and sometimes a superhero too. But nothing really feels more amazing than this, being connected with the real world. Series of unfortunate events in the world, and especially in our country, made me realize that I should get more involved. The Taal eruption happened not too long ago was already a huge eye opener to me. And at that time, some towns in Batangas were completely on lockdown. We had to do several rescue missions during the peak of the eruption. Upon entering the 14-kilometer danger zone area in Agoncillo, several earthquakes happened already. We had to rescue whatever we can around the area. Some actually needed additional aid due to hunger and dehydration. Everything feels a bit more real because of everything happening right now, especially with this global pandemic. Let's not forget those who cannot provide on their own alone. We actors, we are trained to always find our center. But in reality, there's beauty being off-centered in this world. We learn to understand more deeply and think about the others more than ourselves. We all share the same fear and worry about the future, but let us sympathize and offer whatever we can. Through the years, I met so many amazing people along the way and became my biggest inspirations. People with the same vision as me. People from Angkop and Poshan Project, Rachel Peters, Malu Perez, and all the caretakers, volunteers, and advocates. We can't save them all, but we can speak up for them and let people know their realities. Pet parenting is tough but a very fulfilling job. Raising a dog can be like raising a child. Unlike a human child, however, you can simply negotiate with your dog. But my dog Loki is an exception. A smart and super talented good boy. He can sing whenever his ultimate jam comes on. Daughters by John Mayer.
I was born in the arms of imaginary. I know a girl.
As a pet parent, authority, control, and clear communication will be the foundation of raising a happy, calm, and well mannered family pet. Indeed, the best job in the world. As we continue our mission to help these neglected animals, may we all learn to be kind to all kinds. We don't need so much. Living is already a gift.
Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light.
There. So, kahit naglalag lang siya ng konti. I hope it inspired everyone. Kasi ako talaga, I've always been inspired by this person. She's really one of the most genuine people I've ever met. And yun nga, like I mentioned earlier, one of those talaga na grabe yung initiative to reach out to others who are in need of help. So, I'm very, very excited to see her again after such a long time because of all of this lockdown problem. And most importantly, excited din ako mamaya. Sana may special appearance. Her dog. So yes, let me introduce to you our speaker for tonight. Our speaker is a Japanese Filipina actress, and she's a kendoist and athlete as well. She's a classically trained theater actress and has played roles from different productions under Ana Valdez Lim, the first Filipina graduate of New York's prestigious Juilliard School. She currently works as a full-time actress for stage and film, as well as in contract and recurring roles for daytime and primetime TV. Despite her busy schedule, she is a big animal advocate and she has always used her influence to speak up for the voiceless. She has hands-on experience with rescuing animals during the aftermath of the Taal volcano eruption in the beginning of the year. Moreover, during her free time, she volunteers at Caution Project Shelter in Bulacan. So everybody meet one of our very, very committed volunteers. Beautiful, inspiring, and very, very kind. Karen Toyoshima. Hi, Karen!
Hello! Wow, bilog na bilog to,
We're
no?
excited
Sorry.
ulit.
Hello!
Hello!
Good evening!
Good evening! My gulay, I'm
Wow.
sorry, nag-lag yung video. Masyadong
It's
to
okay.
heavy. Masyado heavy
Oo
sa
nga,
heart.
oo nga.
Yung message. But, hello, my gulay. It's been so
I know,
long.
it's been a long
so
time.
long.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Sa invitation namin sa'yo.
Anytime,
Because,
Miss Malu.
you know, you're really one of the people, like, I know I can say it again and again, you're really one of those people na grabe lang yung initiative
Wow, thank
to
you.
help. So, thank
Mm.
you, thank you. Sige, before siguro mag-start tayo tonight, kwento mo lang sa kanila, like, paano mo, how were you able to, you know, how did you know about Potion Project, and then, paano ba tayo nag-meet, and, you
Yeah.
know, you talk about the day one.
Actually, kasi po, ever since talaga, gusto ko na mag-volunteer, ever since parang high school or even college. Like what you mentioned a while ago, iba talaga when you experience, for example, like different culture. Kasi I was exchange student and back in college. So I studied in Kobe College, Japan. So I get to experience talaga yung kultura, especially I'm half Japanese. So parang for the longest time, parang nandito lang ako sa Pilipinas. Tapos iba yung experience when you go there and parang mag-immerse talaga. So especially the Japanese, they're very kind. Alam mo yun, laging bukas yung puso nila. So somehow parang yun yung nakuha ko sa pagiging Japanese ko. So talagang ever since mahilig na ako mag-volunteer. And yun nga, like what I mentioned sa video, series of unfortunate events in our country, talagang parang sabi ko, ano ba yung pwede ko pang may offer at may tulong? So I met people from Angkop, and through them, yun nga, I get to experience yung mag-rescue, and several rescue missions yung ginawa namin doon. Parang every day for a week, kasama ko mga vets, mga volunteers, other advocates din, and mga rescuers talaga. So, ayun, grabe yung experience, Miss Malu, talagang on-site, iba yung pakiramdam, especially very critical condition kasi nagkakagulo na sa...
This was in Taal, diba? This was in Taal.
Exactly. So, especially during the parang meeting with the local city government of Batangas, kasi we were there. So, in-explain sa amin paano mag-rescue, ano yung mga dapat naming i-rescue, kasi talagang iba-ibang department. So, iba yung for farm animals, iba yung for companion animals, ganyan. So, kami, naka-base kami sa mga companion animals. So, let's say mga cats, mga dogs, puppies, and all. Yes. So, when we went there, talagang grabe, especially in Agoncillo, Batangas, yun yung medyo sobrang naapektuhan kasi talagang walang tao.
Within the danger zone talaga.
Yes, within the danger zone area. So, yun po, grabe yung experience, talagang sa sobrang tahimik, maririnig mo na lang yung mga iyak ng puppies, yung mga iyak ng mga pusa. So, nakakawa, even now, talagang kinikilabutan pa rin ako kasi iba talaga yung experience. And I met Miss Malu through my friend Rachel Peters. Si Ate Rachel, she's our pangbato sa Binibining Pilipinas Miss Universe 2017 yata si Ate Rachel. she's my friend for the longest time na talagang we were part of the same artist management before and pareho pa kami Bicolana, so nagkakaintindihan talaga kami. And she invited me talagang one time lang, sabi niya, Karen, I know you're very busy and I've seen your parang mga experience in Tagaytay. Do you want to volunteer and mag-paint lang tayo ng shelter, ganyan ganyan. Sabi ko, game ako dyan, Ate Rachel, you know me too well talaga. Tapos parang sabi ko, tara, let's do it, ganyan ganyan. So, ayun, I met Miss Malu through Ate Rachel Peters. So, we went to the Bulacan shelter, we painted the walls, nag-hang out with the dogs, nagpakain ng mga dogs, gano'n. So, ibang experience din yon. So, yun nga, like what Miss Malu mentioned, iba yung experience when you volunteer. Talagang, you offer yourself, di ba? Kasi parang, yun nga, like what you mentioned din, these animals, sila yung parang, hindi naman natin na-expect na to get anything in return. Di ba? Except yung parang ika-cuddle ka lang nila and all. Pero that's the the beauty of it. Parang sabi ko, yes, we also help people and all. Pero especially these animals na they can't even provide on their own, di ba? So, tulad natin na may, alam niyo, may i-share naman at may maitutulong naman as much as possible, sana gawin natin. Kasi sino pa ba naman ang magtutulungan kundi tayo lang din. So, yun.
Exactly.
Yun.
Pero sige, prior to you volunteering for Angkop and for Potion Project, have you ever rescued before? Have you ever adopted a stray animal or any animal for that matter?
Okay.
Alam kasi natin na yung mga na-adopt mo talaga, kulang na lang pwede na maging zoo sa inyo.
Actually, yung family ko, Miss Malu, talagang hindi ko alam. Nasa dugo na namin yung ganun. Recently, I rescued a baby sparrow. And ito, actually, pinatattoo ko pa siya, yung footprints niya. Ayan. Kasi sobrang napamahal sa akin. So, nung nilet go ko, iba rin yung pakiramdam. Talagang, feeling ko yung rescuing and volunteering, somehow hindi ka magiging selective eh. Kasi, for me, yun nga, be kind to all kinds. Ano pa man yan, like, birds, cats, dogs, iba yung pakiramdam. Kasi buhay yun eh. Buhay, di ba? So, like, yun nga.
And it's also for the it's also for the brave din talaga. Like for me, all of the rescuers are really brave people because at some point in your life, alam mo talaga there's a possibility that you have to let them go.
Yeah. yun yung sad part eh. Yun yung sad part. So, yun po. Yun nga, nag-rescue yung family ko ng mga stray cats, ng dogs sa Bicol. Tapos dito naman kasi sa Manila, parang, especially dito sa place namin, wala masyado. So, yun, yung may one time na talaga, parang ang lakas ng ulan. Tapos may bumagsak na baby sparrow. Yung mom ko actually yung nag-rescue sa kanya. Ginising ako in the middle of the, parang morning pa yata. Naaalim-pungatan pa ako. Oo, parang sabi niya, Karen, may nalaglag na sparrow, ganyan-ganyan. Tingnan mo muna and all. So, napamahal sa akin yung sobra, Miss Malu, pinatattoo ko talaga. Yung footprint na,
She will forever be a part of you.
Yeah.
Sige, tell us about your first experience at the Potion Project Shelter. Like, meron ka bang naalala na rescue? Like, meron bang tumatak sa'yo? May personal favorite ka ba? What was your favorite part about your first volunteering experience at Potion Project Shelter?
Feeling ko, yung mga puppies. Talagang lagi ako nag-lean towards the puppies. Feeling ko nga ako yung head ng puppy department. Kasi iba yung nila eh, yung cuteness, talagang yung innocence nila. Yeah. Parang sobrang clueless pa sila sa mundo, yung very lang sila, happy-go-lucky and all. Tapos feeling ko mismo tumatak sa akin yung chow chow na nandun sa shelter before. Kasi ang quiet niya lang, di ba? Especially, we know naman na chow chow, some of them are very aggressive and all. Pero, this chow chow, talagang, nung nakita ko siya, very gentle. Actually, all the dogs sa shelter naman, kasi feeling ko yun nga, they're traumatized and neglected somehow. So, most of them talaga, if not all, most of them, they're very calm. Talagang, very safe. So, when you visit the shelter, talagang mafe-feel mo na welcome ka. At first, parang ma-overwhelm ka kasi lahat sila maglalapitan sa'yo, i-welcome ka sa gate. Pero they're very gentle talaga. When we, din nga po, Miss Malu, when we rescued sa Taal, saan ba to? I forgot the place, pero dun sa pinagdalahan namin ng mga dogs, all breeds, Miss Malu. May Doberman, may Alaskan Malamute, may Golden Retriever. Talagang lahat sila gentle. Tapos parang kahit ako na-overwhelm ako kasi, ayun, there you go, Nasugbu, Batangas. Sa Nasugbu, Batangas, yung shelter doon, ganun din, sobrang laki din ng farm nila. Halo-halo yung mga, syempre, dinadala doon yung mga rescues and all. Talagang gentle sila. Kahit ako nagugulat ako, at first natakot ako doon sa isang dog doon kasi medyo aggressive siya. Pero ang gentle niya sa ibang dogs, feeling ko yun nga they're traumatized talaga and somehow parang kinakapa din nila na hello, nandito kami sa sitwasyon na alam mo yun, medyo
Yeah.
chaotic and all. So, ayun.
At hindi talaga nila naintindihan pa at first na na-rescue
Yes.
sila. Talagang confused sila.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's why sobrang laki ng role ng mga volunteers. Kasi at the end of the day, the volunteers are yung mga frontliners nga talaga. And I think iba din, like of course, I do not discount kasi yung mga ginagawa talaga ng mga like the employees or like yung people who are paid to
of
do what
course.
they do. Kasi diba when you volunteer, I feel like, alam mo yung gustong-gusto mo talaga yon. Like, you know, what you're doing is really from the heart.
Yes.
So I think iba talaga, like, siguro yun din, like every time people ask me na, kung hindi daw ba ako napapagod sa ginagawa ko. Well, of course, to be honest, I get tired too. But kasi, you know, when you're in the middle of doing all of the volunteering work, parang hindi mo kasi siya maiisip, di ba?
Yes.
Yung parang
And feeling ko,
there's that inner desire na you just
Yes,
wanna be there for
exactly.
them, na you wanna help them.
Yes. And feeling ko, Miss Malu, kasi iba-iba yung definition ng dog lover ka lang sa dog parent and beyond that, 'di ba? So, kumbaga, sana eventually lahat tayo ma-realize natin yung levels ng pagmamahal at umabot tayo sa point na, alam mo yun, give back din. Kasi kung mahal na mahal mo yung aso mo, bakit hindi mo mahal na mahal or hindi mo magawang mahalin ang ibang tulad nila, let's say kahit wala man yung breed. Kasi laging ganun parang, ay, Aspin lang yan and all. Pero ako, to be honest, kasi Miss Malu, I have an Alaskan Malamute, may mga Pomeranians kami, may mga mixed breeds kami. Meron din kaming Aspin. So, pagka tingnan mo kasi sila sa mata, parang pare-pareho. Alam mo, iba yung binibigay nilang energy, iba-iba yung personality nila. Pero pareho yung yung parang yung spirit, yung energy.
There's a soul.
Ganun.
There's really
Yes.
a soul inside
Yes.
of those animals, di ba?
Exactly. Tama.
Okay, so sige, tell us more about pala yung sa Taal na rescue. How did you get into the Taal rescue naman?
Yung sa Taal Rescue kasi, I met people from Angkop. So actually, to make the long story short, I was working for a project in collaboration with an organization din. Tapos parang for the benefit of mga dogs na may distemper. Actually, yung project na yon, I've been working for it for almost a year na. Talagang na lang siya, na-reschedule lang because of COVID. But dapat i-release namin siya nung March. Tapos, through that, na-meet yung mga tao sa Angkop. And then they offered parang, Miss Karen, gusto mo bang sumama at tulungan kami mag-rescue sa Taal or mag-imbita ng mga taong pwede makatulong din sa atin during the rescue operations, ganyan. So, doon nagtuloy-tuloy. Yun nga sinasabi ko, Miss Malu, parang everything's connected. Kasi when you have a goal, parang lalapit na lang siya sa'yo Talagang, di ba? Totoo. Talagang yung point ko, kung bakit ko ginawa yun, is to help then dogs with distemper. Kasi meron akong puppy na namatay because of distemper. So sabi ko, and me, actually my boyfriend and I, we collaborated with it. Tapos parang sabi ko nga na, why not, mag-give back tayo sa mga puppies and dogs with distemper. Kasi, very evident cases. Kasi nga, hindi nabibigyan ng atensyon. Hindi nabibigyan ng tamang gamot and all.
Marami pang not aware about distemper.
Exactly. Maraming hindi aware sa distemper. So, yun, Miss Malu, through that, I met people from Angkop and then they offered na, Karen, safe naman to, may mga kasama naman tayong police and all, may mga first aid naman. So, sana makasama ka kasi para ma-experience at makita mo yung sitwasyon sa taal. So, right away, Miss Malu, sabi ko, game. Actually, yung mom ko, siya pa yung nagsabi na, sure ka ba dyan? Baka nakakatakot yan, ganyan. Tapos every time nakaka-receive siya ng balita na oh, lumindol na naman, lumindol dito,
Oo.
ganyan. Syempre, as a mom, talagang magpapanik
Yes.
siya and all. Parang sabi ko na lang, ma, okay lang kami, don't worry, kasi safe naman kami dito at ano naman kami, kumbaga, na-orient naman kami sa mga mangyayari at tinuruan at tinulungan din kami kung paano i-handle yung mga dogs na naiwan doon. Kasi nakakalungkot talaga mismo. As in, isang street, ang dami mo na lang makikita na pakalat-kalat na dogs at umaalingaw-ngaw na lang yung boses nila dun sa area kasi wala talagang
Punong-puno talaga
tao.
sila ng abo. Punong-puno
Abo,
talaga sila
grabe.
ng abo.
Grabe, Miss Malu.
As
Sobra.
in.
Iba yung experience talaga na yung sabi ko, talagang remarkable. Wala akong ibang masabi, kakaibang experience talaga siya.
Mm-mm.
Yun.
Sige, tell us about naman yung birthday na fundraiser mo. What inspired you na syempre ano na yun lockdown na yun nung
Lockdown,
nag-celebrate
yes.
ka ng birthday ka.
Mm-mm.
What inspired you to opt for a fundraiser for Passion Project instead of the usual na mga celebrations,
Mhm.
even if we're already in the new normal, because you could
Mhm.
have celebrated it any other way. What inspired you to do that?
Ako, to be honest, Miss Malu, you are truly one of my biggest inspirations. So, every day, nakita ko yung mga stories mo, yung realities ng mga strays na to. So, parang naisip ko na lang, why not, yun nga, come up with a live fundraising. Sana at least somehow nakatulong. And nakita ko talaga na, lalo ka na every day nandun ka on-site, nagpapakain ng mga stray dogs and stray cats na alam mo yun, without a doubt, ginagawa mo yun para sa mga neglected animals na to. So parang sabi ko, ano ba yung pwede ko maito? Talagang minsan ginigisa ko yung sarili ko kasi sometimes, I don't know, I feel like that's a problem with me. Yung parang, I like stressing myself. So, gusto ko, iniisip ko, ano pa yung pwede ko maitulong or maliit na pwede kong, ma-share and all. So parang that time, sabi ko, since birthday ko, lockdown naman, walang magawa and all, might as well tulungan na lang natin tong mga to. So, through you, yun, mas lalo akong na-inspire to do more and, to do more and be more. So, yun, masaya. Kasi during the live, pinapakita mo sa amin yung mga nangyayari talaga dun sa Bacolod. So, sabi ko, parang, nakakalungkot. Talagang ito yung reality ng mga neglected strays na to. So, sobrang kawawa. But, thank you to you, kasi through you, nakakakain at nakakainom sila kahit pang survive lang every day. So, yun.
Thank you also. Thank you also to people like you who use your
Thank you.
platform and your voice for them. I wanted to bring that up because I want people to realize that, volunteering is not just, being physically there. There's also many ways to volunteer. Like,
Yes.
that simple way of you doing your fundraiser for the animals is already one
Yes.
way of volunteering. Kasi I think sometimes people think na when you say volunteer, kailangan pumunta ka talaga doon. Kailangan you have to be there on the ground. But there are actually so many ways to volunteer.
Yes.
And yun nga, like I mentioned earlier, kaya nga ikaw talaga isa sa grabe yung initiative. To think of
Thank you.
ways to volunteer and to help us out. And speaking of, tell us about the Instagram filter naman. FYI to everybody. The Potion Project filter on Instagram was made by Karen. So,
Yes.
grabe, sobrang nagulat ako noon. And hindi ko na yun naisip. And talagang na-surprise ako. And I was very happy when you told me that you made an Instagram filter for Potion. Tell us about it.
Minsan binubulaga na lang talaga kita, di ba, Miss Malu? Parang one time sabi ko na lang, nag-message ako sa'yo sa Instagram, sabi ko, Miss Malu, I have a surprise for you. Sabi ko, gano'n. Kasi yun nga, since we're nasa lockdown tayo, talagang walang magawa and all, I thought everybody's online. So, yun na naman ako, what else can I do? What else, parang ano pa ba ang pwede kong ma-share and all? So, nag-research ako parang how to make Instagram filter and all, ganyan-ganyan. So, ayoko naman yung parang, alam niyo yun, beauty, filter effect. Ang dami na nun. So parang for me, since I want to help Potion Project through Instagram na halos lahat ngayon, active naman online and all, why not create an Instagram filter, ganyan. And also, through that, feeling ko, even though maliit na bagay, akala nila, wala lang yan, Instagram filter. Pero through that talaga, Miss Malu, I met so many amazing people. Talagang, yung mga advocates, mga rescuers, mga volunteers, talagang yun nga simple little way, pero ang laking bagay. Kasi through that, for example, you use the filter, okay, post and all, ganyan. Pero the meaning behind the filter, makikita kasi doon parang Potion Project and all. What is Potion Project? So makikita nila, ito pa rin Potion Project and all. Kakalat, spread ng awareness and all, blah, 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 blah. So for me, parang sabi ko, little way lang siya to other people, pero talagang para sa akin, somehow, sana makita nila yung meaning behind that filter. Kasi, for me naman kasi kaya ako ginawa yun nga, to spread awareness also. Kasi, yun nga, everybody's online, why not create an Instagram filter? And yun nga, speaking of Instagram filter, I created another one. Eto, Miss Malu. Surprise ko to sa'yo, pero sabi ko na to sa'yo. I created another one. Actually, today ko din siya nilaunch. It's a collaboration between Emildific Jewelries and Karen Toyoshima. This
It's so
one,
beautiful.
yes,
It's so
thank you
beautiful.
so much. It's a pendant. Ito pala. It's a pendant na ang nakalagay, be kind to all kinds. So, I just want to put it out there.
Na-posh
Yeah,
it.
posh shape. You can, you can look it up online. Nasa Instagram ko naman din siya. And I just want to put it out there na I'm not getting anything from this. Talagang solely between the company and Potion Project. So part of
And
the
we are
proceeds will
very
go to
grateful.
Potion Project. Thank you so much!
Thank
Ayun.
Thank you.
I hope you guys will support this kasi yun, matutulungan natin sila Miss Malu at yung mga dogs sa shelter. Yun. Tapos, I
Grabe,
created a filter with this.
from the filter to the pendant. Grabe
Yeah!
na talaga to na ways of advocating. And
Thank
grabe lang talaga. Ikaw grabe yung mga initiatives mo.
Grabe. So, yun nga din po, a little, parang background story. This company reached out to me, initially parang to create lang, kung ano man ang gusto kong design. That, for example, a heart or a gem whatsoever, ganyan. Pero naisip ko na naman, what else can I do? So, parang sabi ko, I wanna help na lang Potion Project kasi yun, mas kailangan, especially this time, di ba? So, feeling ko naman sana supportahan ninyo. And
Yes,
more details soon.
please.
Yeah, yun. Especially for the dog parents, for the mga dog lovers din. I hope you guys will support this. This is for Potion Project.
It's super, super nice. And like ito yung akin, my pendant is a tree of life. And when I got it from, one of the all-girls school, yung mga fundraising lang din. And people have no idea na even the same, yung kahit yung mga pendant lang actually can really raise so much awareness kasi nga nakikita ng ibang tao. And then sometimes they tell you, ay, ang ganda naman ng pendant mo. And then you can start talking about the cost or you can start talking about that, whatever it is that you're supporting. Kaya malaking bagay. And again, even the little things of, coming up with ideas of how to advocate is already volunteering. Yun talaga, I can say it again and again. There are so many ways to volunteer. Again, you don't have to be physically at the shelter. Syempre, iba pa rin talaga. I'd always encourage everybody na, when everything gets back to normal, please go to the shelter or mag-volunteer kayo sa isang rescue operation because iba pag nag-volunteer ka talaga, parang after that, yung tipong hindi mo na kailangan na sabihin kung ano yung need ng mga animals or yung tipong hindi mo na kailangan turuan pa or i-guide yung mga tao kung ano yung next na gagawin. Kasi sa pag-volunteer pa lang, ikaw mismo, you're immersed there. You get to experience the reality. So, alam mo na, ikaw mismo, yung nga sabi mo, parang hindi ka mapakali talaga. Yung mag-iisip ka talaga kung ano yung gagawin mo. And, kaya talaga na itong lockdown, ito talaga naisip ko, Karen, lahat ng tao nasa bahay, but the whole period na naka-lockdown tayo, ito yung busiest days of my life ever. I mean, sobrang busy mo kasi I think when the spirit of volunteerism is within you, yung sinasabi ko, I know there's no time to be bored in a world in need. Ang dami-dami kasi talagang nangangailangan. So, let's think of so many ways para makapag-volunteer tayo. Kasi, again, thank you talaga, Karen, for using your platform. Thank you for finding ways to help us advocate and get the word out. Kahit yung mga filter mo lang sa Instagram, minsan hindi lang kita natatag kasi sobrang busy. Pag natatag ako, it's inspiring because you get to see Instagram stories of people na, they take footages of them with the rescues. Tapos may mga backstory, kunikwento nila na, this rescue, I got this puppy, nung ganito, ganyan. So, it's more than just the filter. It's again the stories and the meaning behind the Instagram
That's
filter.
true,
Kaya sobrang thank you talaga. And I encourage everybody, please, may halos lahat naman siguro mayroon Instagram. Please continue to use the Potion Project filter kasi like what Karen said nga, sometimes may nakakita na tao and then they get curious. So they check out the page and then they get to see, ay, ito pala yung cause. And then they ask themselves, like, Karen, ano pa bang pwede kong gawin?
Tama.
Diba imagine, Miss Karen, if every single person would think like that, siguro mas marami tayong matutulungan. Kasi mas maraming mag-iisip ko ano pa bang pwedeng gawin.
Tama. So yun, pili ko yun nga po, Miss Malu, maliliit na bagay pero big yung meaning. So hopefully, magamit pa ng iba at malaman pa natin yung kwento ng ibang tao. So, yun nga, through that filter talaga, I met so many amazing people. Like, even yung gumagawa ng mga bandanas also for a cause. Yung mga sa dogs, diba, they have bandanas. Tapos, I met so many amazing people. Wala na akong masabi. Talagang, lahat din sila supporters ng advokasya na to. So, ang saya kasi yung community, paikot-ikot lang tayo, mamimit mo talaga sila eh. Oo.
Diba, kahit hindi kayo nagkikita-kita, like, appreciate ko, like, the Crisco cupcakes, yung vegan na cupcakes, for Potion Project, ikaw mismo, umorder din for your dog.
Yes!
So, like, every time I see the volunteers and the advocates of Potion Project supporting also all of these small businesses and all of these people helping us out, it warms my heart and it inspires me even more na parang na-inspire ako talaga na naisip ko na it's just all because of these animals that these people come together. So imagine na, like, I cannot emphasize enough how these voiceless animals can move us and inspire us to be the better versions of ourselves. Sobrang inspiring lang talaga, nakaka-create ng community of like-minded people, same din yung goal. So, syempre, most especially now, ang daming negativity na talaga na nangyayari. But, go to the profiles of these people talaga na nagvo-volunteer and nagme-make ng initiative to help. Talagang mababali yung attention mo sa lahat ng mga negativity na nangyayari.
Tama. I mean, I met, Krishka. Ang sarap din ng cakes niya. In fairness, Miss Malu. Talagang I ordered it.
Diba?
Neighbors kami, yung pa yung nakakatuwa. So parang nung nalaman niya na parang few streets away lang, sabi niya, free na yung delivery. Ako na mismo yung pupunta dyan sa'yo. Sabi ko, oy! Grabe nakakatuwa. Talagang maliit lang talaga yung mundo. Na, alam mo yun, pinagbubuklod-buklod tayo.
Yes.
Tama.
Lumiliit yung mundo because of the whole volunteering thing.
Yeah.
So,
same mission, same goal.
Yes. And eto na lang, I really wanna ask you about your dog, Loki, because he's so special. Feeling ko pag pumunta dito si John Mayer sa Philippines para mag-concert.
Pupunta talaga kami, Miss Malu.
Magkakabi kami ni Loki, front row talaga.
Talagang nakakatuwa siya, Miss Malu.
We showed the video earlier, but if you guys wanna check it out again, you go visit Karen's profile. Grabe, ibang klase si Loki. Ibang klase si Loki. And
grabe,
siya.
Miss Malu.
Isang song lang talaga na nag-react
Isang song talaga.
Can you tell us about it? Like, when did it start and how did you discover na, bakit ano to?
Kasi si Loki, son siya na talagang dog ko, si Natella, yung first ever dog ko. Tatlo sila actually, si McCoy, si Loki, and si Baby Shark. Baby Shark Momo, she passed away because of distemper. So, through her, yun na, nagsunod-sunod na itong mga to. But then, going back to Loki, si Loki kasi talagang, hindi ko alam siguro ang tiyaga lang ng boyfriend ko. Siya kasi yung nag-aalaga kay Loki. So, parang, talagang hands-on. He's very hands-on and all. And then, one time, pinakita niya sa akin na, Karen, tingnan mo to. Kasi parang bakit dito lang sa kanta na to, gumaganyan si Loki? Nakikinig naman tayo sa rock, hip-hop, whatsoever, anong genre pa yan. Even kahit nag-workout kami, syempre yung playlist, paulit-ulit lang. Pero once i-click mo talaga yung Daughters by John Mayer, Miss Malu, ay nako, non-stop. Kahit saan, yung last clip na pinakita ko sa video, yun, nasa labas kami ng Miss Malu ng gym, ng house ng boyfriend ko. Talagang nung play ko, pinagtripan ko lang siya. Talagang pinagmamasdan namin siya from afar. Kumakanta talaga siya, Miss Malu. Hindi ko alam kung anong meron sa song na yun. Yeah, he's super...
pang Dogs Got Talent. Kasi I feel the need to encourage everybody to tag John Mayer.
Yes, please! I-tag niyo si John Mayer.
Ibang klase. I cannot. Sobrang na-appreciate. Kahit gaano ako kapagod, every time I'd see Loki's video singing to his daughters, ako talaga, oh my God, Loki, magkatabi tayo sa concert ni John Mayer. Papunta siya dito.
Diba? Miss Malu, grabe talaga. Sobrang iba.
Na-imagine ko na biglang nasa concert ni John Mayer kasi biglang nag-play ang Daughters to si Loki kakanta.
Number 1 fan.
Oh my God, talaga. But,
sobrang hands-on lang din talaga.
Oh yeah, let's say hello. Let's say hello to Cedric and Loki. If you're watching.
They're downstairs actually. They're downstairs.
We're talking about you. But
yun.
I think I had to bring it up because again, here's Loki, a voiceless animal who reacts to the song of John Mayer. So, I tell you talaga, these animals are very special.
Yes,
it just takes, kailangan lang talaga nila siguro ng pamilya na mag-aaruga sa kanila so they can slowly come out of their shells. And I bet, siguro one of the rescues is also just like Loki, but hindi lang talaga pa siya nagka-come out sa shell niya because there's just too many of them at the shelter. Kaya I encourage everybody talaga, the best way that you guys can help us out, if you want to volunteer, volunteer by being an adopter.
Tama.
Volunteer to help us out by adopting a dog or even at least by fostering. Kasi malaking bagay. Tell us about it. I know you're also fostering puppies right now and I think it's for sale ata. Nakita ko na parang hindi nila ata pamimigay.
Tama. Meron kaming house guard na Aspen at nanganak siya. So, parang ayaw na i-let go, Miss Malu. So, amin na lahat ng puppies na to. Talagang, yun yung sinasabi na foster care.
Mini shelter na din kayo dyan.
So, hinihintay na lang namin few weeks from now siguro para pwede na silang paliguan. Kasi di ba pag puppies, meron pa silang mga dandruff. So, parang, yun, na-excite na akong paliguan sila kasi gusto ko nang maging malinis pa sila lalo. Pero since puppies pa sila, hindi pa talaga pwede. So, punas-punas lang ng konti. Pero, ayun, meron kaming Aspen na nanganak din. Itatago na namin lahat.
How many dogs do you have there already now?
Sa Bulacan, meron kaming 2 Pomeranians, isang Alaskan Malamute, 3 guard house na Aspens, tapos 4 na puppies. 10 sa Bulacan. Tapos dito
Bulacan
sa house, Bulacan lang. Tapos dito sa Paranaque, Natella and McCoy. Yun.
2 lang sila.
2 lang. Yes.
And then you said goodbye to CEO already.
Oo, kay CEO. Sobrang iba rin yung feeling, Miss Malu pala ng ano. Akala ko din parang ibon lang. Di ba kasi Maya, parang random, sanay na tayong makita lang sila sa paligid. Pero iba rin pag infinoster mo. So everyday makikita mo yung mata niya na excite. Kasi, the growth. Talagang hindi pa siya nakaka-fly that time eh. So sabi ko, ang cute kasi pag bababa ako, maririnig niya ng boses ko, nagre-react na siya. Meron akong video na talagang nandito lang siya sa point finger ko. Talagang nakatayo lang siya at nag-uusap lang kaming dalawa. Sobrang nakakatawa. Iba rin yung feeling at experience ng ano.
And nakakaiyak. Kahit ibon lang yun, nakakaiyak like when you see the little developments. Na biglang, nagmo-move, kaya na niyang mag-feelings niya.
Yeah. Nagde-develop ng new feathers and all. Nakakatuwa.
Oo. Sige, Miss Karen, what is your message to to everyone out there na medyo skeptical to volunteer, and also people na who wanna try out volunteering pero like hindi nila alam anong gagawin. Like, what is your message to them and what is your advice to them?
I feel like if you feel na you wanna do it, just do it. Kasi walang ibang pwedeng makapagsabi sa'yo ng dapat at tama mong gawin. Kasi ikaw yung personal experience mo yun eh. You get to experience it firsthand. So, I suggest if siguro medyo stable na ang lahat at medyo pwede na tayong lumabas, please visit din yung mga shelters. Kasi iba yung experience talaga. I can't stress that enough. Talagang kakaiba at yung lesson na maiuuwi mo, na parang when you get home, oh my God, iba yung pakiramdam, mabigat na masaya. Mixture of everything eh. So, if you feel na andyan na siya, yung parang intensity, gusto mo nang gawin mo lang. Kasi baka through you, marami ka pang ma-inspire na ibang tao na gustong gawin to. Kasi yun nga, like what I mentioned, wala namang ibang magtutulungan, kundi tayo lang din. So, just do it. just let
And I think sa mga tao din siguro na they're they feel like merong kulang sa life nila. Or yung mga depressed. I tell you, volunteering can help heal the pain.
Yeah.
It can distract you. And
Yes.
minsan parang ito pa yung nagbibigay ng direction sa life mo.
Totoo.
Diba? Kasi
Totoo.
it's a different thing talaga eh. When you, sabi nga nila, diba, it's better to give than to receive. It sounds like a cliche, but
Yeah.
iba talaga. Alam mo yung priceless kasi yung fulfillment when you
Yes.
help.
Yes.
When you help others. And iba lang talaga na I tell you, you'd be able to find yourself na you suddenly fit in a community. Lalo na siguro yung mga iba na they feel isolated or mga walang friends. Try volunteering. You find like-minded people and you feel all of a sudden na you belong to a community already.
At iba yung feeling na nakaka-inspire ka ng ibang tao. Kasi I have so many friends na hindi talaga sila dog lovers and animal lovers. Well, siguro animal lovers, pero hindi sobrang hindi sobrang dog.
Level natin na
Oo, pero sila eventually natututo na sila through, for example, yun nga, mga stories and all.
Yes.
Nai-inspire na rin sila na, oo nga, no, ganyan. Especially now, Miss Malu, iba talaga yung parang pag pinag-uusapan yung breed, madalas alam mo, nababaliwala yung mga aspin. Pero ngayon nare-realize nila na pare-pareho lang talaga sila. Sana iwasan natin yung idea at thought na gano'n na parang, aspin lang naman yan eh, ganito, ganyan. I mean, hindi naman natin maiiwasan magkaroon ng thinking iba ng gano'n. Pero sana ma-realize natin na at the end of the day, pare-pareho lang talaga tong mga to. Talagang iba-iba lang yung energy na ibibigay nila sa'yo. Pero I can't stress that enough na iba yung pakiramdam na magkaroon ng gano'n na thinking. Parang pantay-pantay ang pagtingin mo sa lahat.
Yes.
Yun.
Sige, if you're in front of, a number of rescued animals right now, or you're in front of stray animals right now, since we're towards the end, we're nearing the end of our week-long celebration of International Homeless Animals Day, what would be your promise, if ever, na may kaharap ka dyan ng mga animals na kaka-rescue lang, or may mga animals pa na in-need, as an animal advocate and as a very committed volunteer, what would be your promise to these animals?
Feeling ko ako, I will never ever stop fighting for these animals. Talagang nasa dugo ko na yun, na ito, commitment to, hindi lang to basta social media, whatsoever. For me, best things are actually sometimes behind the camera. Talagang yun yung masasabi ko at proud akong sabihin yun na willing ako at hindi ako susuko na tumulong sa mga to. Kasi nasa kanila na yung, kumbaga nakuha na nila yung puso ko eh. Parang wala nang bawian pa. Ganon.
And for sure, they'd thank you. They'd sing with Loki. When they hear you say that to them, kakanta sila siguro kasama si Loki. And there's just one comment here with one of also our very committed volunteers here in Bacolod. I'd like to read it out. Said Cassie, volunteering has definitely given my life a purpose. Work and home life became very draining, and volunteering made me realize I have to do something for the streets. From adopting to fostering to raising funds and donating and helping out during events and rescue missions. Seeing them in pounds are heartbreaking, but seeing them come out of their shells is the most rewarding feeling ever. Yes, thank you talaga to Kathy. She's also one of the committed volunteers na she just went to the pound to volunteer. Pero yun nga, volunteering is also a trap. I tell you, dahil nag-volunteer sa pound, she ended up adopting one. She ended up
Ooh.
becoming a fosterer. So, iba talaga, to everyone talaga na they feel like parang they're worthless.
Mhm.
Nothing quite like a purpose-driven life. And sometimes you really find your purpose once nag-volunteer ka.
Mhm.
Na, day one could be, minsan kahit meron ibang mga na pumupunta sa shelter, kahit sila lang mag-isa. Like,
Mhm.
Andre Paras,
Yeah, I saw. I
he
saw.
went to the shelter all by himself. So,
Wow.
grabe, I was so
Mhm.
overwhelmed. And,
Mhm.
yun talaga, I think I really would like to invite everybody, whenever you get the chance to volunteer, do so. You'd meet people like Karen and Cassie and all of the other
Mhm.
committed volunteers of Potion and all of the other animal welfare groups na they will really inspire you. They will really inspire you to be
Mhm.
better, to be a better person. They will
Yes.
really inspire you to do more. Yun
Yes.
lang, sana wag kayo talaga na umabot sa level namin ni Karen na talagang hindi kami mapakali.
Tama.
So, hindi kami makapag-isip kung anong gagawin namin. But,
Tama,
that's on
tama.
a more positive note naman kasi talaga na
Mm.
iba when you try to push yourself to think of
Mm.
ways to help. And, nabe-bless ka rin talaga. As in,
Mm.
iba din yung blessings na dumadating sa'yo if you always
Yeah.
find ways to help people. So,
That's
sige,
right.
Miss Karen, we won't take so much of your time anymore. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you so much.
In behalf
Ingat
of the
lang.
whole, yes, kayo din dyan. In behalf of
Aha.
the whole Potion Project team, our caretakers in Bulacan, our rescues, thank you for choosing to speak up for us and for the voiceless animals. Thank you sa lahat-lahat ng mga efforts mo to help us
Thank
be
you
heard.
also.
Thank you for, tapping all of your friends, sa lahat talaga na pwede mong maisip para just to speak up for the voices. We really,
Mhm.
really appreciate you and we hope more people will be inspired to, to do more like you also. So, thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you
Miss
so much.
Malu.
We're
Thank
looking
you.
forward. We're looking forward to seeing you again when things get
Yes.
better.
Mhm.
And again,
Definitely.
we'll remind everybody, please visit Karen's Instagram profile so that you can see the newest project that she has for the Proportion Project.
Yes,
Please
yes.
get the pendant. I really
Get
want
the
to get that too
pendant.
already. Yes,
Yeah.
it's super nice. It's super nice.
Thank
You
you,
can
Miss
reach
Malu.
out to her. You can reach out to her if you wanna ask more about the
Mm-mm.
pendant. And
Yes.
we're looking forward to more filters by Karen.
Sige, sige. Thank you so much,
Thank
Miss Malu.
you.
Thank you.
Stay safe, and see
You
you
too, you too.
soon. Bye. So, ayun, I know, every time I talk to the volunteers, my heart remains to be full. Like I said earlier, iba talaga when you get surrounded by like-minded people. Oftentimes, others really would feel like they're an outcast or na hindi feeling nila, people don't understand what they're fighting for. Pero, just try to find yourself, in a circle of like-minded people. Iba talaga yung feeling. And again, like I mentioned, maybe, just maybe, that's when you will find your purpose in life. Yung may nagtatanong kung magkano yung pendant, let's ask Karen later and then let's post it here. Okay, so let's move on to our next guest. This one also is very, very special to me. She's really one of the first few people who went to the shelter and volunteered for Potion Project. Even with the last minute na notice, she still said yes. Um, I know, I really cannot emphasize enough how grateful I am for all of the volunteers of Potion Project, for everyone who, who continue to step up for the voiceless animals. So, let's first watch this video before I introduce to you our very special guest. Our guest number 2 for tonight's episode of Volunteering 101.
Dog, the best friend you will ever have.
A loyal companion that cares for you more than himself. A special creature whose time in your heart will far outnumber its days on earth. Shake your booty, shake your booty, shake
So last Sunday, July 7, pumunta kami ng Potion Project Shelter sa Bulacan. Potion Project is a non-profit group that rescues strays and helps them to find their forever homes. Potion Project's first ever shelter is actually located in Bacolod, and now they just opened a new shelter in Bulacan. Kasi recently lang, nag-rescue sila ng 106 dogs that are scheduled for euthanasia sa Bulacan Pound. And we decided to volunteer last Sunday.
Good morning everyone, welcome to my channel. As of the moment, nandito ako ngayon sa Cubao. Nasa Jollibee kami, kakain muna kami. And we'll be on our way to Potion Project Shelter in Bulacan. I'm so excited! Gusto ko na makita yung mga dogos. Guys, no muna ka. May nakatingin sa akin, sorry. Ang hirap mag-vlog sa labas Naititigan na lang yung camera ko. Anyways, ayun.
Ito po mga kasama ko ngayon, si Joy. Say hi!
And si Shiva. Para sila naka-orange. Ang daya nila. Ayun, I feel left out. Hindi nila ako friends.
Potion Project Shelter in Bulacan is located in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, in front of Tierra Fontana Resort. And this is how we traveled from Manila to Bulacan via commute. So from south, we rode the MRT train to Cubao. And from Cubao, sumakay kami ng bus to SM Tungco or SM San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. And from SM San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, nag-tricycle na kami papunta ng Potion Project Shelter. So pag magta-tricycle po kayo, sabihin nyo lang front of Tierra Fontana Resort kasi hindi pa ganun kakilala yung Potion Project doon dahil nga bago pa lang siya.
So, nag-tricy po kami. Nandito na kami ngayon sa Potion. Andito malapit yung Terra Fontana.
Hi, I'm Pastor.
Quiero abrir con mamacita. Mamacita, mamacita.
Upon arriving to the shelter, we greeted the dogs, and after greeting the dogs, we greeted the humans. And there we met Miss Malu. Miss Malu is the person that is the human. Miss Malu is the person that started Potion Project. So upon arriving, yung first task namin is we were assigned to walk the dogs para naman makapaggala sila and maging aso. So we met a lot of the dogs and halos lahat sila sobrang lambing, sobrang babait. Except yung mama dog kasi kasi usually pag mama dog, very very protective dun sa mga puppies nila. Yung Bulacan shelter nila is actually an old church camp. And since lumang building na siya, sira na yung mga roof tapos marami na ring mga weeds and plants na sa paligid. So kinailangan yung linisin. When they started rescuing the dogs sa Bulacan Pound, iilan lang silang naglinis dun sa lugar, dun sa shelter. And from what I know, umuulan pa nun nung nililinis nila yung place, tapos nagtatanggal sila ng mga halaman, nagtatanggal ng putik and everything. So, kaya sobrang saludo ako dun sa mga volunteers ng Potion Project and kay Miss Malo. Kasi sobrang pinaghirapan talaga nila para mabigyan ng temporary place yung mga aso na nirescue nila sa Bulacan. So, nung pumunta kami, medyo nabawasan na yung trabaho dun sa shelter kasi nalinis na yung sahig, kahit pa paano meron na silang place na paglagyan ng mga aso. So, yung task na kinailangan namin gawin nung pumunta kami doon is maglinis tsaka magpintura ng walls para naman magkaroon ng malinis and very bright and fun place yung mga aso while they wait for their forever homes. We also helped painted yung mga lumang tires para gawing bed ng mga aso. Sobrang galing nga nila, Miss Malu, kasi naisip nila yon. Lumang tires, tapos pininturahan namin sila ng green. Tapos, I think yung plano nila, lalagyan ng mga old pillows or mga kung anong kutsyon man dun sa ibabaw ng tire para maging bed ng mga dogs. So basically, yun lang yung ginawa namin nung araw na yun. Pero sobrang napagod na kami nun. What more, yung mga members talaga ng Potion Project, almost everyday silang nandun. Tapos, hindi lang yun yung ginagawa nila. Hindi lang yung construction tsaka yung pag-aalaga ng shelter yung ginagawa nila. Nagre-rescue din sila. Sila mismo nagre-rescue ng dogs from the pounds. I wanted to tell you guys about responsible pet ownership. Kasi as in, sobrang daming aso sa mga pounds ngayon dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi pa tayo masyado na-educate about responsible pet ownership. Ang daming bumibili, kumukuha ng mga aso, tapos hindi nila naiisip na pets or dogs or cats are lifetime commitment. They are living beings. They're not toys na tatanggapin nyo lang or kukunin nyo lang. Tapos kapag inconvenient na, iiwan nyo kung saan or itatapon nyo kung saan. Once na nag-decide kayo kumuha ng pet, they should be considered as a part of your family. And kapag kapamilya mo ba, kapag inconvenient na, kapag maingay ba, kapag may sakit pa, tinatapon nyo, hindi naman, di ba? Kaya sana wag natin gawin yun sa mga pets.
So, I'm walking this little one. Tapos, my God! One is hiding here. Why are you hiding, my love? Come. Where are you from? Wawa naman po yan. Wawa naman po yan. Send naman po ng donations for this baby's medicine. Wawa naman. Better soon. Hope you feel better soon. Pagaling ka. So, lahat po sila nandun. Charlie! Hi, Charlie! Lahat po sila nandun. Tapos, eto! Ay, ang baby! Why don't you love? Ayaw po niyang umalis dito. Wawa naman. Bakit ayaw sumali doon? Please, baby po. Ayaw din sumali doon. Sabi sa akin ni Miss Ma, ever since daw nung dumating siya dito, ganyan lang siya kung paano siya nilagay dito. Hindi siya gumagalaw sa pwesto niya. Tapos before daw hindi siya nagpapahawak. Buti na lang daw ngayon nagpapahawak na siya. Naman tinaman, nandito siya sa dulo. Tapos siya iba nandun. Ay, papagamot na siya. Oh. Tinan mo, umiga na siya. Papagamot na siya.
Paradise. Paradise. Ay, antok. Antok. Another thing is, please adopt. Don't shop. Ang daming strays, ang daming aspins, ang daming pusa na nandyan lang sa labas, walang bahay. I really hope that more people would consider adoption. Kasi sobrang daming shelter sa Pilipinas, sobrang daming pound sa Pilipinas na punong-puno ng mga aso at puso na naghahanap lang naman ng forever home nila. You don't have to spend thousands of pesos para makakuha ng pet. Team Aspin. Kung ano yung pagmamahal at loyalty na naibibigay ng mga may breed na aso at pusa, trust me, kayang-kaya din yan tapatan ng mga Aspin. Ang tatalino ng mga Aspin, ang lalambing ng mga Aspin. Actually, halos lahat naman ng aso. I think kasi para sa akin, there are no bad dogs, only bad humans, bad owners. Mga aso or pusa na nakaka-experience ng mga masasamang bagay dahil lang din sa mga tao. And yun yung rason kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng mga problem dogs. Pero kapag pinakitaan nyo sila ng pagmamahal, ng care, my God, Cassie! 10,000, 1 million times silang ibabalik yun. And I can attest to that. Why do you think I'm making these videos? Why do you think I always post dog photos, dog videos on my social media pages? Because I love my dogs very much. I grew up scared of dogs actually. Pero nung time na nagkaroon ako ng dog, doon ko naramdaman na, oh my goodness, iba magmahal ng aso, iba yung, ewan ko ba, ano ba? Sir, ano ba? Our family, we have 4 dogs. We have a poodle, Lhasa Apso, and 2 Aspin. I just want to say, hindi namin binili yung aso namin. Binigay lang sila lahat. And we have 2 Aspins. Sobrang lambing, sobrang bait, sobrang talino. And sobrang mahal na mahal ko yung mga aso namin. As in, mas mahal ko pa sila kaysa sa mga kapatid ko. Same. Okay. Nag-agree yung kapatid ko. Oh, 2. 3 lang kami nandito. So that's 100% vote na mas mahal namin yung mga aso namin kaysa sa isa't isa. Hopefully dumating yung araw na wala nang strays, wala nang dogs or cats na inaabandon na sinasaktan. Sana dumating yung araw na wala nang malungkot na aso or pusa or animals. Because they deserve to be happy. My God, Cassie. Ali. Where are we going, baby? So, yun naman yung gusto kong i-share about dogs. So, before I end this video, please, adopt. If you can't adopt, foster. If you can't foster, volunteer. If you can't volunteer, donate. If you can't donate, advocate. Maraming paraan para makatulong tayo. And ayun lang naman, hopefully may natutunan kayo kahit paano dito sa video ko. And if you guys want to know more about Caution Project and about their rescue operations and about volunteering and donating and whatever they will be needing para tulungan yung mga animals is, you guys can check out their Instagram page and Facebook page. That's at Caution Project
And ayun, sana guys makatulong kayo in your own way. Any form of help will go a long way. Kailangan natin magtulong-tulong para dito. Kasi hindi natin matatapos yung problema kung ilan lang yung tutulong. Kailangan lahat tayo. Lahat. Ayan. Thank you very much for watching this video.
Hi everyone, I like to dance. Dance, 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 dance. I'm a dancing dogo. I'm a dancing dogo. I'm so clingy and so noisy, but all I need is love.
Vicious dog attack me, Joy. A vicious dog attack me. I'm injured.
A vicious dog. Ito, so vicious, so vicious. A vicious dog.
Hi everyone, my name is Gia. Hi everyone, my name is Gia and this is Mabel. I am a dog lover and I am currently residing in Bicol po. And I work remotely as a graphic designer. So work from home po ako, kaya ang aking supervisor ay ang aking mga dogs. I love dogs, as in genuine dog lover. Everyone in my circle of friends and my family knows that. This is my another one of my supervisors. This is Deeper. My family have 4 dogs. Breed doesn't matter. All dogs are special and they all of our dogs were given as friends kasi po lahat kami magkakapatid. We are all in our 20s na and sabi namin sa parents namin wag muna kayo aasa magkakaroon na kayo ng grandkids. So ang nangyari po, ang ending, meron silang 4 na grandkids but they're all fur grandkids. I learned about Potion Project online. The first time ever na na-visit ko po yung Potion Project was way back in July 2019. So I started as a volunteer. Pagkarating naman sa Potion Project, narinig mo agad yung barks ng mga dogs. So sobrang excited sila kapag may visitor. And I also helped rescue a few dogs po doon sa area namin before nung sa Pasay pa po ako nakatira. It was the time na may na-rescue kami. This is the time na na-meet ko si Queen po. Queen was diagnosed with distemper and it's a highly infectious disease between dogs. So, hindi siya pwedeng ilagay sa shelter. Kaya, yun yung time na with the help of Potion and Miss Kit Barakes and a few generous donation po, we managed to get an apartment para ma-foster ko po si Queen. Yung time na sobrang naging hands-on ako sa pag-aalaga ng rescue dog and yun yung time na sobrang in love ako sa rescue dog and that's Queen. So eventually nadagdagan pa po yung foster dogs namin ni Miss Kit. We had Harley, Max, Otis yung senior dog po namin and si Bob na neglect po ng owner na sobrang nagkaroon po ng drastic change yung before ng rescue and the present. Po sa naging rescues namin, they are now in their forever homes. And minsan nga binibiro ko pa na mas mayaman na sa akin yung mga rescue dogs ko ngayon and I'm very happy for that. I'm super thankful sa community ng Potion and sa lahat ng dog lovers na nakilala ko through that journey po. I am an animal welfare advocate and I will continue to be an advocate within my own little corner of the internet. Many animal cruelty cases are due to ignorance and the more we share about their stories, the more people will learn and be able to empathize with the voiceless.
And that was it. Good night, everybody. Joke lang. Intro pa lang pala yun. But grabe, the nostalgia, ibang klase. I am so grateful for this person. If not for her, wala akong balik-balikan na mga videos nung nagsisimula pa lang kami. Kita nyo naman, wala pa pong bubong yung Bulacan Shelter noon. Kita niyo si Don Charlie, sobrang payat pa, si Nani Body, halos lahat sila super payat pa talaga nung time na yon. And like I mentioned earlier, Gia is very special to us because she's really one of the first few people who reached out to Potion Project to volunteer. Like, doon na lang talaga kami nagkita. She went there with her siblings. And then, I mean, they just really went out of their way. Tas, yun, sobrang helpful. Kita niyo naman sa vlog, di ba? Na nasabi pa niya kung paano pumunta ng shelter. Na-explain niya talaga how to get to the shelter. And, you know, she has taken all the words out from my mouth. Lahat talaga ng mga, you know, how to advocate properly and, you know, speak up for the voices. Nasabi na talaga niya lahat-lahat. And yun din, marami talaga sa mga, siguro mga kilala nyo din na mga rescues namin na dumaan sa kanya. Because she's not just a volunteer at the shelter, but she's also really committed herself to foster. And I tell you, Gabby, fostering is one of the hardest. You know, it's not a job, but you know, I'd say it's one of the hardest tasks ever because you get so attached to the animal only to just let them go. And can you hear me na ba? Ayan, we're back. Okay. Sorry, netizens. We're back. Sorry, alam mo naman, ulit, di tayo professional streamers. Paturo ako sa guest natin mamaya. Okay. So, sige. Excited ng lahat. Excited ng lahat siguro na makipagtsikahan with our next guest tonight. Yun, halos lahat talaga na gusto ko nang sabihin, nasabi na talaga niya sa vlog. And talagang tawang-tawa ako. Like the last time that I watched her vlog about the shelter siguro was like a few months back. And it brings so many memories just rewatching her vlog tonight. And again, I cannot be grateful. So yes, let us already welcome our guest for tonight. She's already introduced herself. But again, let me reintroduce to you Gia, our next guest. She's a graphic designer and she's a very, very committed volunteer and a dedicated foster mom and a fur mom to her own fur babies as well. And she's also a video creator. Kung yung mga nagti-TikTok dyan, i-follow niyo si Gia. Sobrang maaliw talaga kayo. Pero teka lang, nawala na naman ata ulit siya. But grabe, you know, I really have no words for this person. Grabe lang, you know, you'd see her na sobrang happy-go-lucky lang siya. But her dedication talaga to help, especially in terms of fostering, is ibang klase. She'll tell you more about her fostering journey mamaya. Teka lang, kasi Gia, nawala siya. Let's just wait for Gia to go back. But, I think she's already ready. She's here na. Hi, Gia! Hi, Gia!
Hello? Naglalag ang bagal ng internet ko.
Okay lang, okay lang. My
Naririnig
gosh,
niyo po ba ako?
yes, narinig ka ng mga netizens. Okay.
Hindi
Hi, G, kamusta
nakikisawon.
ka? Kamusta ka dyan sa Bicol?
Kanina pa ako nagtutry, sorry.
Okay lang, okay lang. Sobrang aliw kami
Hello
sa vlog
po.
mo. Aliw
Okay
kami
lang,
sa
yung
vlog
problema ko
mo.
lang dito yung internet talaga, sobrang bagal. Nasa bundok na kasi ako eh.
Philippines. Philippines talaga. But di bale, we're so
Oh, thank
grateful.
you.
Sobrang thank you for your time. Hindi lang talaga sa time mo, but yung dedication mo talaga since day one, ibang klase. Di matatawaran, G, yung dedication mo. I cannot even put into words how grateful I am that you're part of the Potion Project family. So, yun, sige, G, can you tell us about, yun, actually nasabi mo naman din sa vlog mo how you found out about Potion Project. But can you tell us about your first volunteer experience sa shelter?
Opo, ayun, so nakita ko po yung Potion Project, online. Kasi mahilig ako mag-follow ng mga, animal welfare groups and, dog shelters dito sa Philippines. Kasi, um, I try my best na tumulong din. Actually before nun, nung yung previous work ko, um, nag-a-allot talaga ako ng small percentage ng, salary ko monthly para makapag-donate sa shelter. So yun yung parang time na nag-try ako maghanap ng mga shelter sa Philippines um, na gusto kong, makapag-donate kahit super konti lang kasi hindi naman ako mayaman or anything. Tapos yun, nakita ko po yung Potion Project. Yun yung time na, nag-trend yung Potion kasi yung meron po yung, hundreds ng um, hundreds ng dogs na nasa death row noon sa Bacolod. So dun ko po kayo nakita, ta's, shinare ko yung post niyo, ganyan-ganyan. Dun ko kayo nakilala and, nag-follow ako ng pages niyo. Dun ko sinundan yung story niyo nung time na sobrang dami niyong ni-rescue nun, eh. Parang one time lang hundreds na yung kinuha niyong dogs na sinave niyo from death row. So sobrang sobrang sinundan ko po yung story niyo nun, and nung time na nag-open na kayo ng shelter sa Bulacan, so yun medyo, easy access na sa'kin kasi sa Manila pa ako nagse-stay nun. Yun yung time na sinama ko yung nagsa-start pa lang kasi ako mag-vlog din nun. So sabi ko, another way ito para makatulong din ako in my own little way na makapag-vlog and i-share yung story ng Potion Project through my channel. Tas ayun, in-invite ko yung kapatid ko tapos yung isang friend niya, pumunta kami ng Potion, and ayun, pagdating namin, ah, parang naririnig ko pa lang yung barks ng mga aso na naiiyak na ako nun kasi sobrang sobrang malambot talaga yung puso ko sa dogs na nung narinig ko yung mga bark nila ta's nakita ko sila kasi hindi pa po super, hindi pa naayos yung shelter nun, eh. Um, Parang naka-ano lang sila sa isang side nung building. Eh, 'di ba super lumang building po yun tapos butas-butas pa yung bubong nun. Madami pang kailangang gawin doon sa shelter na kailangan pang i-work, i-construct, gano'n. So, sobrang nakakaawa yung sitwasyon nila, yung itsura nila. As in pagdating po namin do'n, umiyak kami ng kapatid ko kasi sa family po talaga namin sobrang maano kami sa dogs, malambot yung puso namin. So, iyak kami agad and minute na namin yung dogs isa-isa. Yung so nakita niyo naman po do'n sa vlog ko, pagpasok pa lang namin dun sa parang kulungan ng dogs, sobrang lalambing nila. Parang akala mo hindi sila dumaan sa sobrang trauma. Kaya, yun yung time na sabi ko, gusto ko talagang, mag-commit na makatulong kahit in my own little way. Like, yung donation, ganyan, volunteering kasi hindi naman ako mayaman. So, So yun lang, I just wanted to find a way na makatulong kahit hindi super big change yung mabigay ko sa dogs sa mga rescues niyo po. Pero alam ko na in my own little way meron akong kahit papaano matutulong doon sa way sa pag-vlog ko doon and pag-share ko ng experience ko sa shelter.
And imagine from
Naririnig niyo
that,
pa po ba ako?
yes, we hear you, we hear you. And
Hello.
imagine from that, yung initial lang na pagpunta mo doon, nasabi mo na you just wanted to help in your own little way. Umabot na tayo dito. Like, umabot na talaga, we already came to this point na you from that simple, very simple lang na intention mo to help in your own little way. Ilang dogs na yung na-foster mo, kasama ka namin nung naglilipat tayo ng mga aso kasi umuulan. Kailangan natin ilipat doon sa park kung saan meron may maliit na bubong. Kasama ka namin nung sina Don Charlie, sobrang payat pa lang. Kasama ka. Halos lahat ng mga rescues sobrang... Yes, bagong-bago pa talaga yung mga rescues. They were so very thin. Then, as in talaga. So, again, I cannot emphasize enough how yung konti lang na desire ninyo to help out or to volunteer, you'll never know pag andun na kayo, yung pala yung beginning of something greater and of something bigger. And ako, I can really run out of words every time I think about how we started. And kung ano na nga yung naabot natin ngayon. I mean, there's still so many animals in need. But, I can really take pride dun sa mga animals talaga na bago nga natin yung mga buhay nila. Just because of a simple desire to volunteer and to help out. So, G, tell us about your foster experience naman. Ikaw talaga for me is the ultimate foster mom of Potion Project. Tell us about your foster experience.
Opo. So, ayun na, yung foster experience sobrang iba siya sa volunteering kasi talagang mag-i-invest ka ng emotions mo dun sa ifo-foster mo kasi initially po shinare ko lang din yung story nung dog na yung stray dog doon sa street lang namin. Isa pa yun sa ano ko sa parang naiisip ko before na hindi mo matutulungan lahat pero at least siguro doon sa street lang namin sa harap ng tinitirhan namin yung mga dogs doon kahit yung konti lang yun matulungan ko. Kaya yun yung time na shinare ko po yung story ni Queen tsaka ni Harley. Yung name pa nila nun is Puti and Putol. 'Di ba sobrang Pinoy yung name nila tas yung guards pa doon yung pangalan sa kanila. So shinare ko po yung kwento nila on Instagram kasi sabi sa akin nung guard noon merong parang group of people na gustong hulihin na si Queen tsaka si Harley, ay si Puti at Putal pa noon na gusto nilang kasi mukhang healthy pa naman sila noon pero stray sila kasi pinapakain sila ng guards doon kaya healthy pa sila. So gusto silang hulihin ng group ng mga lalaki or hindi ko alam mga lalaki. Pero ayun para lutuin, gawing pulutan daw. So buti na lang may care yung guard doon sa harap ng condo namin. Sinabi nila sa akin kasi alam nilang nakita nilang pinapakain ko yung dog. So sa akin nila shinare yung info na sabi nila hanapan ko na daw na mag-a-adapt yung dogs kasi delikado yung life nila doon. Tapos yung pa si Queen parang binuhusan na siya ng mainit na tubig. Meron siyang malaking scar sa side niya sa katawan niya na binuhusan ng mainit na tubig. So yun parang kawawa na sila nung time na yun. Kaya sabi ko kailangan na talagang ma-rescue sila. So yun lang din yung around nung time na first time ko pong mag-visit sa Potion. So shinare ko po agad yung pinicturean ko sila, pinost ko sa Instagram, ganyan. Tapos tinag ko po yung Potion Project. And doon na po ako na-connect kay Miss Kit. Si Miss Kit na yung naging parang partner ko sa rescuing. So siya po yung kumbaga yung naging siya kasi yung parang mas may resources kumpara sa akin. So, tinulungan niya
Very
po ako dun sa mga part
godmother.
na hindi ko kaya, like yung transportation, yung sa vet, tapos yung shinare din po niya yung story ni Queen tsaka ni Harley. So, may following din po si Miss Kit sa Instagram kaya nakakuha kami ng more help from people. And yun na yung time na na-rescue si Queen tsaka si Harley. Tapos nung time na po yun, finoster muna. Yes po. Sobrang generous ni Miss Kit. Lahat ng kailangan ng rescue na ni Queen tsaka ni Harley, provide niya. Kasi parang nung time na po yun, busy-busy pa po kayo sa ano eh, kasi nagsisimula pa lang yung portion nun sa Bulacan. Kaya, yun yung time na inaayos pa yung construction ng shelter. Kaya, dinecide po muna ni Miss Kit na siya muna foster ng 2 dog. Kaso, nung time na yun, after a few days, napansin namin na nanghihina si Queen. So, pina-vet po namin siya. Tapos, na-diagnose nga po siya ng distemper. So, yung distemper is yung very highly contagious na disease po, di ba sa mga dogs, and delikado kapag ilalagay pa namin siya sa shelter or ikikip siya doon sa place ni Miss Kit kasi may dogs din po doon. So, kailangan i-isolate po siya, di ba? So, yun yung time na sobrang hindi na namin alam yung gagawin namin kasi ako din naman po, hindi ko rin maiuuwi si Queen kasi studio type lang yung unit namin sa yung tinitirhan ko pong apartment, and may dogs din ako. So, delikado siyang isama sa ibang dogs. So, buti na lang yun yung time na sabi ni Miss Kit sa akin, kung kukuha ba tayo ng apartment, willing ka bang alagaan si Queen? So, hindi na po ako nagdalawang isip nun kasi alam ko parang sa akin na nakasalalay yung isang buhay na ito. And sobrang na-attach na po ako kay Queen nun. So, umuo agad ako. So, kumuha kami ng apartment, nag-rent kami ng for 6 months. Tapos, yung 6 months na yun, sobrang kaming dalawa, I mean, first 3 to 4 months, kaming dalawa lang ni Queen yung magkasama dun sa apartment. And, sobrang hirap talaga kasi, nami-miss ko na siya! Sino yung smile niya? Tapos yun pa yung time na hindi na nagpa-function yung legs niya. Umiyak ako. Namiss ko na siya.
Okay lang, G. Nagka-cry din kami deep inside. So, try lang namin to be strong. But iba kasi talaga, the whole foster experience. It's a whole different level of volunteering. Yung binibigay mo kasi talaga yung, like, lahat-lahat. Kasi, like, a part of you is really, andun eh. And then, yun nga, sabi ko talaga, fostering is only for the strong ones. Kasi, you give so much of yourself only to let them go when they're better already. Tignan niyo si Queen, she's super maganda and sobrang puti niya talaga. Kaya puti yung pangalan sa kanya dati. Yun, Queen really went through that, yung time talaga na hindi na talaga siya makatayo. Like, it's very usual with mga distemper na patients na hindi sila makatayo. But, grabe, Gia's wonders, yung love and yung pagmamahal and yung commitment talaga ni Gia to rehabilitate Queen. Look at Queen talaga, like, after some time.
Sobrang na-attach ako sa kanila ni Pog.
Yeah, imagine ilang buwan din kasi, G, ng pag-foster mo sa kanila. Tapos kayong dalawa lang, eventually na lang yun na sumama na yung mga kapatid mo, diba? Sobrang cute. Sobrang cute ni Queen. As in.
Oo.
Ayun.
Opo.
Sige, Kate. Wag mo na
Ay, naiyak ako,
i-showcase kasi
namiss ko yung-
naiiyak kami lahat. No, but kasi, yun nga, I told
Si Bob
talaga.
din po, sobrang lambing, tsaka si Otis.
Oo. You remember Bob? Bob is the dog na na-report nga in Baguio na papatay na dapat ng owner.
Sorry.
Because the owner got a new dog. Tapos yung walang balahibo. So Kit and I went all the way to Baguio to get Bob. And yun, talagang yung time na yun, Gia is the ultimate fur mom. Siya talaga yung queen of the fur parents. Ilan dogs yung dumaan sa kanya? Sino nga lahat, G? Lahat ng mga rescues natin na dumaan sa'yo. Kwento mo lahat ng mga dogs na na-foster mo.
Um, yung si Harley, si Quinn, tapos si Max din po, kung naalala niyo yung nag-handshake. Pero si Max na adopt agad siya, hindi naman po siya tumagal na sa akin. And si Otis, yung senior dog. Si Otis po, nag 1 month din siya sa akin kasi inasikaso pa nung adopters yung place nila na para maasikaso yung papers ni Max na ma-stay doon sa condo nila kasi kailangan ng papers kaya kailangan mag-stay sa akin si si Otis ng 1 month. Siya yung abandoned din siyang senior dog. Sobrang para siyang lolo, para siyang matanda. Opo. Si Queen, ito sobrang hyper. Si Otis, lagi lang siya natutulog sa gilid, ganyan. Tapos si Queen, super hyper. Tapos buti na lang dumating din nun si Bob. Si Bob is yun na po yung galing siyang Baguio po. Sobrang laki ng difference niya from rescue day to nung na-adopt na po siya. Sorry. Naalala ko kasi yung tsura niya nun Sobrang wala ng buhok. Tapos,
Oo. Parang bato na parang
opo,
hindi
tapos,
tapo na talaga ng
alam mo
ibang
na,
tao.
imagine ko po yun. Buti na nga lang po na-report siya galing sa Baguio and
Julia.
Sobrang natatouch po ako kay Bob din kasi yung kwento niya sobrang grabe yung pinagdaanan niya pero siya yung mas malambing pa siya actually kay Queen. Siya yung halos gabi from day one na opo, si Julia, si Ate Julia. From day one po nung hinatid niyo siya sa apartment para i-foster, katabi ko po siya matulog hanggang sa day na naghiwalay kami. Lagi siyang nasa tabi ko kasi nararamdaman ko po na sobrang takot siyang maiwan ulit mag-isa. Kaya dikit na dikit siya sa akin kahit matulog, pag maliligo ako nasa labas siya ng banyo, ganyan. Kaya sobrang na-attach po ako super kay Bob tsaka kay Queen. Kasi sila yung super lambing. Tapos ako lang din yung mag-isang kasama nila doon. So wala din naman ako ibang makausap doon. Hindi rin naman ako kasi masyadong lumalabas kasi po yung work ko is work from home lang ako. Online graphic designer ako. So hindi ako pupunta ng office. So talagang yung 24/7 ko, sila lang yung kasama ko. Tapos pag over the weekends lang bumibisita yung kapatid ko doon, ganyan. Tapos from time to time lumalabas din naman ako. Pero sila yung talagang parang laging best friends ko sila. Parang kaya nung time na nag-end na yung contract namin doon sa apartment, tapos in time din naman po nakahanap na ng mag-a-adopt, which is mostly po family and relatives lang din ni Miss Kit. Sobrang saya ko, mixed emotion yun syempre kasi ang tagal ko sila nakasama tapos time na para maghiwalay na ulit kami. And nung hinatid po, same day ko hinatid si Bob tsaka si Queen doon sa bagong bahay nila. Tapos nung iniwan na namin siya doon sa mag-a-adopt, iyak ako ng iyak sa kotse. Tapos hanggang sa bahay, umiyak ako tapos hinug ko yung pag-uwi ko po ng apartment namin, hinug ko yung sarili kong dogs. Nagigilty din ako actually kasi nahiwalay ako dun sa sarili kong dogs para mag-foster kila Queen. Pero alam ko naman naiintindihan ng dogs ko na kung bakit ako humiwalay sa kanila ng 6 months. Tapos nung pag-uwi ko doon, hinug ko sila. Tapos parang kinakausap ko yung sarili kong dogs. Nagta-thank you ako sa kanila kasi sila yung nag-awaken nung pagmamahal ko towards dun sa mga dogs na sa mga rescue sa mga strays na mas kailangan pa ng pagmamahal. And ayun, iyak ako ng iyak, minahag ko yung sarili kong dog. Tapos hanggang ngayon pag nakikita ko yung pictures ni Queen tsaka ni Bob, naiiyak pa rin ako. Sobrang nami-miss ko po sila pero walang regret doon na nung naghiwalay kami, nahirapan talaga kasi miss na miss ko na sila. Pero walang regret doon kasi alam kong I was part of their doon sa pag-save sa life nila. And ayun, so super thankful din po ako sa mga na-meet ko po through Potion Project. Kayo po, sila Miss Kit, tapos sila Miss Nelly. Kasi every time na may nakikita ko may kailangan tulungan, meron ng group of people na alam kong tatakbuhan na same sa akin na nagki-care din sa kanila. Kasi before po, pag may nakikita kong like mga strays or ganyan-ganyan, hindi ko alam kung kanino ako tatakbo para humingi ng tulong kasi alam ko sa sarili ko na kulang yung resources ko. Working lang din po ako. Meron pa akong mga kapatid din na tinutulungan, ganyan. Like, so, kaya sa pera, hindi ko kayang mag-isa kasi yung rescuing nga po, like you always say, day one lang yan. Meron pang vet bills na dadaanan yung mga rescue, ganyan. And alam kong hindi ko afford yon. Kaya super thankful ako sa mga nami-meet ko po via Potion Project. Kasi nagkaroon ako ng group of people na matatakbuhan ko na alam ko pong willing din na tumulong na kung ano yung meron din sila. Tapos ambag-ambag kami, ganyan. Kaya nung time na yun na nag-start na ako mag-rescue, mag-foster din, and mag-volunteer, I did not feel alone na dun sa gusto kong gawin. Kasi I met like-minded people po through Potion. Ayun po.
Yeah, yun nga yung sabi ko kay Karen kanina
Wala
na
ko tubig.
that's the best thing and that's the most beautiful thing about, having to volunteer and eventually becoming a part of a community and a
Naglalag ata
family
ako.
na like-minded people nga na same kayo ng gustong gawin, same kayo ng goals in life. It's such a beautiful feeling to be part of a family. Like ako, I'm from Bacolod. I have a few friends in Manila, but I have never felt more na belong. I have never felt the whole concept of a family, not until I started Potion Project in Manila and I met people like you. Yun nga, we all live busy lives. Pero yung mga simple nga naman, yung mga little moments na biglang na ma-mention dahil meron isang aso or pusa in need of help, parang automatic na sa atin, no? Diba? Parang automatic na talaga na pag may nangangailangan ng tulong, you feel like kahit hindi mo nga siya makuha or kahit hindi mo matulungan, kahit yung simpleng pag-share lang, because you know that there are also a group of people na same lang din yung gustong gawin na pwedeng makatulong. And I cannot even imagine all of yung hirap nga na pinagdaanan mo every time you have to let go of foster because it's so hard. And I can relate to you, especially yung sinabi mo nga na nung pag-uwi mo ng Bicol, na sobrang hug mo talaga your dogs when you got there. Kasi 6 months, ilang buwan ka na na-separate sa kanila because you were taking care of another dog. And it's the same with me, na parang, I spend so much of my time in Manila and in Bulacan before this lockdown. One of my rescue dogs, Milo, died when I was not here. And sobrang heartbreaking siya. Pero, yun nga, like, even
Mm-mm.
yung pagkahiwalay, even the death of your own personal pet, parang in some way, alam mo yung nagbibigay sila ng extra life sa'yo. Like, they fuel you to do more and help more. And tama yung sinabi mo talaga na it's really through volunteering. And, being
Opo.
immersed in the reality, kung kailan na ma-awaken ka, and mas ma-appreciate mo nga yung sarili mo na mga pets. Bigyan lang natin
That's
ng
true
mga
po. Kaya,
bigyan lang natin ng mga
mag-start ka lang
2
po.
minutes,
Opo.
naglalag konti. No, but it's okay. Sige, go ahead, G. What
Naglalag
did you...
talaga.
It's okay. Sige, G. What did you wanna say?
Ayun po, kasi yung share ko yung parang pinaka-start ko din mag-help sa strays. Kasi ako po super anxious na tao ako, mabilis akong ma-overwhelm sa mga bagay-bagay. And yung time na parang pinakaunang nangyari po sa akin na nagkaroon ako ng encounter na nakakita ako ng dog na alam kong kailangan talaga ng tulong. Yung sobrang natatakot ako kasi hindi ko alam yung gagawin ko po. Wala pa yung hindi ko pa kilala yung Potion Project mo, and yung unang ginawa ko lang is pinicturean ko sila and nag-Google ako ng rescue groups sa Philippines and nag-email ako isa-isa doon. Sadly, sobrang dami pong sobrang daming shelters ngayon na punong-puno na ng dogs, hindi na nila kayang mag-accommodate ng bagong rescues. Kaya ang daming din pinagdaanan na gano'n na nawawalan na ako ng pag-asa na baka nga hindi ko kaya matulungan yung dog na ito, ganyan. Pero yung idea lang na alam kong tina-try ko na gumawa ng something, alam kong may madudulot din na kahit konting it will lead to something else na hindi ko naisip nung una na pwede palang mangyari. So yung pag-i-email ko po yun sa napakaraming dog groups, yung Philippine Animal Rescue Team, yung CARA, ganyan. Halos lahat sila hindi na kayang mag-accommodate, yun yung mga sagot nila sa akin. Yun yung time na may connect po sila sa akin na individual na parang private rescuer siya. So, parang hindi man directly dun sa ginawa ko na rescue ko yung dog, merong nag-connect dun sa akin para dun sa isa pang tao na pwedeng makatulong dun sa dog. So, yun po siguro yung parang advice ko dun sa mga taong parang natatakot mag-make move. Kasi like super guilty po ako dati kasi pag may nakita akong something ganyan, like a dog or a cat in need, I look away kasi ayoko ma-stress, ayoko mamroblema, gano'n. Gano'n po ako nung una, inaamin ko po 'yun. Kasi natatakot nga po akong mag-invest na ng emotions ko doon na alam ko kapag nilapitan ko yung parang feeling ko may something wrong dun sa animal na 'yun, alam kong mai-invest na ako doon and mase-stress na ako doon na kapag umuwi ako na alam kong may nangangailangan doon na hindi ko natulungan, alam kong mase-stress lang na yun. Kaya gano'n ako before, pero nung time na yun na sinubukan ko kahit in a very little way lang, simply searching lang, Google, email, sending photos ng dog, may nagawa akong something na tapos dun ko na-realize na kahit hindi naman kailangan magsimula ka sa iuwi mo na yung dog, ganyan. Kasi hindi naman tayo lahat po pare-pareho, 'di ba, na kayang mag-uwi ng dog sa bahay natin. May mga apartment na bawal yung animals, ganyan. Nakaka-overwhelm yung idea kung paano ka makakatulong. You have to think smaller lang. The small things can lead to something big na pwedeng yung little thing na ginawa mo yon hindi mo alam, it could help the dog in another way, hindi directly dun sa iniisip mo. So, yun lang po siguro yung advice ko dun sa mga taong parang alam nila sa sarili nila na may nakikita silang someone or an animal in need. Kahit yung pinaka smallest effort mo, just put in an effort. Don't look away, gawin mo yun. Basta alam mo sa sarili mo na may ginawa ka, for sure, para sa akin kasi parang have faith na lang na it will lead to something. Ayun po. Pinakasimpleng
Yeah.
form lang ngayon is taking a photo of that animal in need and posting it on social media. You can meet a lot of people na from there na makakatulong doon sa dog kahit hindi ikaw directly, pero you became that bridge. Opo, you became that bridge para ma-connect yung dog doon sa talagang kayang tumulong. And in that way, ikaw nakatulong ka doon. Ayun
Yes,
po.
thank you for saying that, G. Kasi, yun, like what I mentioned din kanina nung kausap ko nga si Karen, people really think of volunteering as, having to be physically present and having to be there. Pero hindi nyo alam, kahit yung mga little things na ginagawa nyo, even just, having to share the post and doing a little extra by probably reaching out to people who can help the dog is already a form of volunteering. And you'll never know that, that could be the beginning of something greater. Gaya talaga yung nangyari kay Gia na punta lang sana talaga siya sa shelter and, she was really thinking of it as something small lang na she wanted to vlog about the shelter and advocate for the dogs. Pero na yung day one, day one of a bigger, of a day one na naging part siya of the Potion Project family. Yun na talaga yung simula na, alam mo, imagine, umabot talaga ng 6 months yung pagpo-foster niya. And, ito di ba Karen made the Potion Project filter. Gia also actually made a Potion Project filter for us with Don Charlie and it. So sabi nga Gia, actually ng kapatid ko kanina, yung webinar daw tonight is about making Instagram filters. But yes, G, tell us about it. Tell us about what inspired you naman to do the filter for Potion Project.
Yun. Ayun po, actually narinig ko din kanina yung sinabi ni Miss Karen. Sa kanya, yung filter niya din po yung inspire sa akin gumawa rin ng version ko. Kasi I work as a graphic designer po, tapos recently lang din nagta-try kami ng gumawa na ng Instagram filter sa work ko po. So naisip ko rin parang may personal project ko din na gumawa ng mga filters na sarili ko pong design. So ano yung pinakaunang pumasok sa isip ko na something that I care about po is yung dog. So, ayun po, gumawa kagad ako ng filter ng Potion Project. Actually, yung pinakaunang filter na ginawa ko is Potion Project and yung Pride Month na flag. Kasi yun yung parang one of my top advocacies. So, yung pinakaunang naisip ko agad si Don Charlie kasi super cute niya. Tapos, ayun po, nilagyan ko ng, ano ba yung nilagay ko doon? Potion Project. Tapos meron pa akong ginawang GIF. Ayun, Adopt, Don't Shop. Tapos kasi meron pa akong mga GIF kong ginawa. Yung GIF naman, iba-iba siya. Iba-ibang messages ng Potion Project. Merong Adopt, Don't Shop. Yung sa 50 pesos, Save a Life. Actually, hindi pa. Ewan ko nga bakit hindi pa na-upload ng Giphy.
Medyo matagal, no? Medyo matagal.
Sobrang tagal na nga. Actually, inisip ko nga pa mag-email na ulit sa kanila kasi sayang yung design, ang dami nun. Parang sticker pack na siya na GIF. Tapos mostly si Don Charlie.
But again,
kasi super
imagine.
Cute. Tapos, ayun po, parang kasi naisip ko yun, since lagi po ako nanonood ng Instagram stories nyo. Ayun. Pwede nyo po siyang gamitin kapag may posts kayo para hindi kayo type ng type, di ba? Meron kayong parang personalized na for Potion Project. Kaso sadly, hindi pa siya na-approve ng Giphy, yung nag-approve ng GIF sa Instagram until now.
Sige,
sana, i-email ko sila. Sana ma-approve na para magamit na po ninyo.
I-follow up natin. But again, yun, imagine, it was also because of Karen's filter. It was also because of Karen's initiative to make the Potion Project filter na na-inspire din si Gia to do the filter. So, you guys have no idea kung gaano nga talaga kalaki yung effect ng mga little initiatives natin to volunteer to be an advocate, to volunteer to, make even just the Instagram filters or the GIF for Potion Project. Hindi niyo po alam na may mga na-inspire kayo na tao. So, thank you, Karen, for inspiring Gia. And thank you, Gia, for inspiring so many people. Ito sabi nga ni Prince George, akala ng mami ko crazy na ako. Kaso si Gia tawa ko ng tawa kanina lang. Tapos ngayon nahawa na ako kakaiyak. But yes, I know. Ako grabe pigil din ako kanina. But I understand na it's always so hard because they never leave our hearts. Like they're forever there. Kahit nga na na-rehome na sila, kahit na na-adopt na sila, they will forever be there. And it's always tears of joy, actually, G, diba? Like, tears of joy when you look back and then when you see nga yung progress nila, it's so fulfilling na, you became a part of, yung pagkabuhay. Yung pagkabuhay nitong living being na ito. Kasi hindi sila basta-basta aso lang, hindi sila basta-basta na pusa lang. At the end of the day, they're really living beings just like us. Only that, hindi sila nakakapagsalita. Which is double, triple the fulfillment when you help them live. Kaya, just ko feel ko, G, yung pag-iyak mo kanina. And I know na tears of joy talaga siya. Kasi it's fulfilling. Sobrang fulfilling talaga when you see them and then when you look back. Isipin mo na patay na dapat sila, most especially yung kay Puti. Kasi distemper yun eh. Sobrang konti lang naman yung nagsusurvive sa distemper. But it's always because of the commitment, yung pagtsatsaga. Yun talaga yung bumubuhay sa aso eh. I mean, for me, yes, of course, the medicines help them survive. But I think iba din kasi talaga pag merong alam mo may personal talaga na touch and then ikaw mismo kinakausap mo talaga yung rescue and you make them feel, oy, laban ka, we're here to help you survive. Iba din, Gino. I mean, kaya siguro ako, like every time may mga nare-rescue and may mga nare-report na distemper, I always want them to be fostered kasi they survive better when they're fostered. Remember, I contacted you na gusto ko sana ikaw mag-foster kay Balbon. Kasi sabi ko talaga ako, alam na talaga to ni Gia kung paano siya papagalingin. Only that, mahirap kasi yun because you were working. But anyway, G, what is your takeaway on volunteering? I mean, like, what is ano yung favorite mo na lesson siguro? What's your favorite lesson na dadalhin mo talaga with you because of volunteering?
Siguro that would be po yung have faith. Have faith lang kasi like I said earlier po, sobrang anxious akong tao. Parang pag may isang challenge na dumarating sa akin, yung worst case scenario kagad yung pumapasok sa isip ko and to the point na napaparalyze ako na gumawa ng move. And actually na-realize ko po yun na yun yung kailangan ko, yung faith. Kasi kayo po, like you po, sobrang grabe yung commitment nyo na mag-start ng shelter, tapos to think 2 shelter na po yun. Tapos, syempre, hindi nyo naman po yun kakayanin mag-isa and parang sobrang dami ng gasto, sobrang dami ng kailangan time, energy, emotion na kailangan yung i-invest doon sa dogs. Pero yung nakikita ko po kasi sa inyo is sobrang lakas ng faith nyo na nakikita ko po lagi sa Instagram stories ng Posho, sa sarili niyo pong stories na sobrang lakas ng faith niyo po na kahit anong challenges na darating, pag naniwala ka, pag you just have to make a move. Tapos yung the rest, magtiwala ka na it will be itiwala mo na yun kay God. Siya na yung bahala ng the rest. Yung kaya mong gawin mo. Yung alam mong hindi mo kaya, idaan mo na lang sa faith, i-pray mo, ganyan. And yun po yung sobrang siguro parang nagpapalakas na ng loob ko na na gumawa ng little things para makatulong. Kahit alam kong hindi ko kakayanin ng mag-isa yung mga problema. I just have to take the first step and have faith na it will be better.
Thank you for
Yun
saying
po.
that, G. But of course, I have to, I am very humbled and I am very grateful. But I hope that you guys know that it's really all because of you guys too. It's because of you, the very committed volunteers and the advocates of Potion Project, kung bakit nakakaya ko to. Minsan, alam mo, well, it's not minsan, but every day I get so exhausted. As in, sobrang nakakapagod kasi talaga siya. Like, more than the financial aspect, it's really yung emotional na part. Kasi nga, every day is very uncertain. You'll never know. Alam mo yung susugod ka, sige, re-rescuein mo. And every time we actually rescue an animal in need, we're actually we're opening ourselves to the possibility of a heartbreak. Kasi yun nga, the possibility of the animal dying in any moment is always there. So, people don't understand na tayo kasi G, di ba? Talagang na-attach tayo. Every case that we accommodate, we really get attached. Kahit hindi pa nga natin sila nakikita, but yung pag nasusubaybayan mo talaga yung case nila, yung story nila, we get so attached. And again, I have to attribute it to all of you, all of the committed volunteers. Hindi ko talaga to kakayanin if not for you guys, na kayo din yung nag-i-inspire sa akin, na kaya malakas din yung loob ko because I know that I have people like you na, alam mo yung kahit may kanya-kanyang mga ginagawa sa buhay, kahit mga busy din sa work, we always find time. We always find time to help in any way that we can. Kaya, yun nga talaga, faith talaga yung pinangahawakan natin. And, sobrang thankful ako kay Lord talaga na binigyan niya ako ng, yun nga, like-minded people. And I'm always grateful. It's because of that sense of purpose. Kung bakit na tuloy-tuloy na nagagawa natin to. So, again, lahat lang to, I met Gia, I met Karen, I met Renee, Yvonne, Grace, in the small team of Potion Project, all because I decided to volunteer. I decided to do something for the animals that cannot really pay me back. Kaya, sana, this will inspire more people to consider na mag-volunteer. Sige, Yvonne, what is your... sorry, Yvonne, na-excite tuloy ako kay Yvonne. G, what is your final message to everybody? Most especially, for sure, madami nang na-touch. Madami siguro na-touch and na-inspire sa'yo. What is your message to everyone? Maybe you can inspire any words of encouragement and inspiration to people who are thinking of volunteering. Not just for Potion Project, but for any cause for that matter.
Opo. Ayun po, wag niyong i-overwhelm yung sarili niyo na kapag nag-start kayong tumulong, maraming kailangang like gastos, energy, emotion, ganyan. Start small and you just have to take the first step into helping those in need. And yung step na yon, eventually, malalaman nyo din, malalearn nyo along the way kung ano yung mga susunod ng step na pwede nyong gawin para makatulong dun sa mga nangangailangan. Kasi, and ayun, sorry, and ayun din, kasi, simply, start with the little things, like simply, sharing Potion Project's message. Kasi I actually mentioned this sa introduction ko, na nabasa ko na many issues of animal cruelty are due to ignorance, and sadly nag-a-apply yun dito sa Philippines. Napakaraming aspins na parang nakasanayan na natin na gwardiya lang sila sa bahay, nakakadena lang sila 24/7, ganyan. Naniniwala naman ako kasi na karamihan naman sa mga tao are good-hearted. Hindi naman lahat super cruel sa animals. Pero kumbaga yun na yung nakasanayan nila, yun yung way na pagtingin nila dun sa animals. And ako din kasi I grew up scared of dogs actually. Pero nung time na nagka-encounter na ako, nakaroon ako ng sarili kong pet, and dun ko na-realize na they have a soul. Hindi lang sila basta gwardiya lang, hindi lang sila basta bantay lang sa bahay. They have a soul, may intelligence sila, may personality sila, may emotion sila, na pwedeng magiging pwede mo silang maging part ng family, maging friend. And nung na-realize ko yun, oo nga, no, parang sobrang ignorante ko before. So, I think one of the smallest effort of simply sharing stories of a dog, of a rescue, hindi mo alam na yung nakakakita nun, yung simple story, like for me, si Quinn, I do my best na nag-share ako ng stories niya like on a daily basis nung nagfo-foster pa ako sa kanya. Kasi alam ko na kahit isang tao lang makakita nun, makikita niya yung perspective ko na kung ano yung experience ko with Queen, with a dog. And ma-open yung heart niya and yung mind niya na ganito pala yung dogs. Meron pala silang emotion, meron silang puso, meron silang personality na tapos na pwede mo silang mahalin like how you love your family and friends. And ayun lang po, start with the little thing na i-advocate nyo, i-share nyo yung stories na nakikita nyo na nakaka-warm ng heart about rescuing. And hindi mo alam na eventually, yung mga makakakita nun, at the back of their minds, may nabibuild ka ng thought sa kanila na, or knowledge na dogs aren't just toys or bantay sa bahay, na they are special, they are living beings na kasing importante din nating mga tao. Ayun po. So, simplify ko na lang. And yung like what you always say, if you can't adopt, foster. If you can't foster, sponsor. If you can't sponsor, volunteer. If you can't volunteer, donate. If you can't donate, advocate. Yan. Kahit sino sa atin pwedeng tumulong. Ayun po. Wala po kayong audio.
Na-carried away kasi ako sa'yo. Na-carried away ako sa'yo. Yes, but anyway, yun, like I mentioned, thank you for sharing that, G. Talagang sinabi mo na lahat.
Ako din.
Lahat ng gusto ko din sabihin. lahat ng mga gusto kong i-share and yung mga saloobin ko nga. Thank you. Thank you for making time. Thank you for being part of the Potion Project family. Thank you for dedicating so much of your time rehabilitating the animals in need and, advocating for the animals. We're very grateful for you. Yun nga, sabi talaga namin ni Kit before, ikaw talagang best for mom. At talagang nalungkot kami nung sinabi mo na, uwi ka na ng Bicol. But we said na, you can always be, Gia will always be the, siya yung ikaw yung potion project. Ikaw yung magiging potion project dyan in Bicol. So, thank you, G. Thank you for making us laugh and making us cry at the same time. Salamat sa dedication mo, to advocate for the animals. Thank you for your dedication to volunteer. And thank you for inspiring a lot of people, especially, the current generation. Na, we all have the capacity to help. Sabi mo nga, na, lahat tayo merong kapasidad
Bicol.
to tulong. There's always something that
Opo,
we can
gusto ko
do.
yun. Thank you din po.
Ayun. Inaantay ko kasi na mga 1 to 2 minutes. Meron ng konting lag. Nasa state si Gia. Char. Sa Bicol pala. But, G, thank you. In behalf of the whole Potion Project family.
Opo. Thank you din po.
Sobrang
So
thank you
much.
for your hard work and dedication, and thank you for making
Sobrang
time.
laking
We really
inspiration
hope-
niyo po sa akin, tsaka yung Potion Project po.
Thank you, G. We really hope that we can see you again soon. Tayo ng shelter dyan sa Bicol. By God's grace, sabi mo nga, let's always just keep the faith. So, thank you, G. Baka may work ka pa dyan. Thank you so much for your time. Ayun. So, grabe, I'm sure everybody napatawa and napaiyak ni Gia. But more than that, I really hope that, what Karen and Gia shared with everyone tonight were more than enough to inspire you to do something. I really hope na talagang na-inspire kayo nila na, just take the first step. Sabi nga ni Gia, the little things, yung konti lang talaga na akala nyo, ito lang, wag nyong i-discount. You'll never know that it could be the beginning of something greater. And, ako talaga, I will always remain grateful for my little and my small committed Potion Project family. And sana dumami pa talaga tayo. So, we're already done with our 2 speakers for tonight. But I just wanna bring here online another very, very committed volunteer of Potion Project. Ito talaga siya part of the core team. She was already here with us nung previous natin na episode. But she is here again with us tonight, kahit magkaiba yung time zone. She will also talk to you about her experience as a Potion Project volunteer, how she was able to find us, and yun, siya din mag-guide sa inyo kung paano talaga mag-volunteer with Potion Project, because for sure, marami na ngayon yung na-inspire dun sa na-share ni Karen and ni Gia. So, here, let's welcome our very, very committed volunteer, Yvonne. Siya talaga yung kausap nyo pag nasa Facebook. Lahat ng mga reklamo, alam niya lahat ng mga pinagdadaanan ko. alam niya lahat ng mga reklamo at lahat ng mga reports na sinesend sa page. So, hello, Yvonne. Hello. Again.
Sorry,
What time
wala
is it
akong
there?
video, pero it's 7:30 a.m. Sorry, wala akong video, pero I have a small slideshow. And actually, I made the script because, alam mo naman, I communicate better through writing. So, hindi ako masyado magaling sa impromptu, but I also would like to have everyone keep in mind na I made the script before the webinar even started. So, it will make a great point talaga towards the end. But yeah, let's continue on with the slideshow I created.
Okay, sige. Renee, our other very committed volunteer, maybe we can share Yvonne's slides. Grabe talaga
Kaya
to
ba to?
sorry, share screen pala. Sorry mga hindi kasi kami pro. Filipino. So, ngayon pa lang kami nag-usap-usap. But okay, go
Um,
Yvonne. Go Yvonne. Share
does it show
away.
ba? Okay lang.
Not yet pa. But we're willing to wait naman.
Ay, hindi pa. Paano
Not
ba
yet,
to?
not yet.
Renee, help. Um,
Share
ito
screen
ata.
at choice.
Ito ba? Okay na ba?
There!
Okay,
Finally.
ayan.
Okay, go.
Okay, so, ayan, I wanted to start with this quote. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I wanted to start with this one because I can relate to it. When I started volunteering for Passion Project, I became more aware of my purpose in life, and it gave me a sense of fulfillment because even though I am miles away and cannot really be hands-on with, all the rescuing, with feeding strays and volunteering at the shelter, I know that I can still contribute to a cause that's really important to me. And I'll be forever grateful talaga na Ate Malu let me be part of the team despite of the distance. Yeah, and then like everyone, like Ate Malu has been saying, I am here in Canada. So the main task that I do is yung talaga sa social media and all that. So I respond to Facebook messages and help with disseminating information on social media by creating pub mats and graphics, and also helped with like posting yung mga dogs for adoption or missing dogs and stuff like that. And then I also help with collateral such as creating proposals and letters to send to governing bodies and possible sponsors. And then I also assist with answering emails. And then I would like to go into what is it like to volunteer for Passion Project. So inspiring. Well, it's difficult not to be inspired when you're working with a leader like Ate Malu, who just has so much drive and passion with fighting for what she believes, and someone who has such a strong personality and a great thinking capacity to make things work out despite all the challenges and all the hardships and everything. Like like Ate Malu said, talagang I know the struggles and it's not easy. So yeah, that's why I have such a strong admiration for her. And actually whenever
Feeling ko tuloy Yvonne birthday ko.
sorry.
parang tribute levels, but I'm very overwhelmed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Isa ka kasi talaga sa mga tao na alam ko anong pinagdadaanan ko everyday, especially sa mga reports and sa lahat-lahat na nakukuha sa inbox. So, okay, sige, I just have to say that.
But yeah, so when I feel tired whenever I feel tired with doing my duties for Passion, aside from thinking of the rescues and like the animals in need, I really just try to put myself into Ate Malu's position and get into that kind of thinking that if Ate Malu has the courage and strength to continue on with everything she does, then I can do it too, that I can push through and get myself back on track with this advocacy kasi talagang draining siya. It's not easy. And of course everyone in the team, like everyone is just so kind and everyone's just so good with creating a nurturing environment for the rescues, having that calm and positive and loving atmosphere that is really essential when you're dealing with traumatized animals. Yeah, that's why it's so inspiring talaga. Because aside from helping create happy endings for animals, I've developed skills while volunteering for Passion Project. One of the things I learned is graphic designing. Like talagang before I had no idea how to create graphics and make them actually look good. Pero with months of like repetition and patience, I'm finally able to create pub mats that aren't too bad. Like looking back to my previous works, I realized na Ate Malu probably was just being too polite to say anything about them, but yeah, that's another thing about working with her. She never Like she never forgets to express her gratitude for everyone in the team, like for the smallest things. Hindi talaga siya nakakalimot magpasalamat and everything. Yeah, so and then it is fun, especially when yun nga naka-visit na ako sa shelters and I finally got to meet the rescues and the whole Passion family. And then I would just like to say na I am from Batangas, and during my time there, I went back and forth from Bulacan to from Batangas to Bulacan by transit. Like I've learned how to travel using public transportation in the Philippines, all because of Passion Project talaga. Like it wasn't easy for me because I talagang hindi talaga ako maalam, and I have to like a big duffel bag full of clothes kasi nga I would stay in Bulacan or Metro Manila for the weekday and then go back to Batangas. So yeah, but I enjoyed it, and the whole experience was a lot of fun.
Hindi lang ikaw.
Yeah.
Ako nakapag-angkas ako mula Metro Manila hanggang Bulacan because of Passion Project.
Yeah, oo. Tapos, yeah, so, yun nga, yung struggles as a team. And for me, one of the main things is yung deaths of rescues. Especially with like one rescue talaga na tumatak sa akin. Like every time I think about him and every time I see his pictures and video, talagang naiyak pa din ako. And that is Nico, one of the Taal rescues. Ayun nga. So he's actually such a good boy na Renee did not hesitate to adopt him. Oo, pero yun, yun talaga, yun, one of the hardest things is yung pagka you go through, when you witness a death of a rescue, especially one na parang talagang ang lakas ng impact. But, oh no, nasa na? Nawala ba?
No, Nico is just there. I see Nico.
Okay. Ayun, so, but yeah, yun talaga yung one of the hardest. And then, of course, like what Ate Malu always say, yung lack of power and lack of resources, that will always be a struggle for us. And then, yun, yung negative remarks from the public too, like it's not easy for us to kind of like just take in all the negative remarks from netizens kasi by the end of the day, if you are criticizing us and all that, I mean, it is good to criticize, but like in a way na constructive. But like if you're just criticizing us just to for the purpose of bringing us down, then maybe like remember na keep in mind na it is the voiceless that we are fighting for. It's not for us. So if you are wanting to bring us down, you will be bringing down all of our rescues as well, and all the strays na we help out along the way. Yeah. What else? It was my next slide. Oh, and yeah, so where we need volunteers. Regular shelter volunteers talaga. Like there's still a lot of things that need to be worked on at the shelter, and it would really be helpful if we can have committed volunteers willing to spend time with the rescues on a regular basis, like once or twice a week. Kasi our caretakers are also struggling then kasi nga yun nga ang dami ng rescues. I think for Bulacan alone there's over 100 now, right? And then yeah, but of course right now medyo mahirap kasi with the whole COVID thing, mahirap mag-accommodate ng visitors and volunteers. But I hopefully once the pandemic's over, we'll see a lot more volunteers na willing to really commit to going to the shelter once or twice a week. And then adoption team, like we need people who can help us screen potential adopters. And for this one, it will be nice if we can have individuals who have experiences with conducting interviews, or at least people who understand what responsible pet ownership means, and then can apply this knowledge when interviewing potential adopters. And then yun, fosters like Gia. We need such committed fosters like Gia talaga. um, kasi yun nga, like Ate Malu always say, um, hindi naman kaagad-agad na pwedeng dalhin ang isang rescue to the shelter kasi will risk yung pag-spread ng diseases pagka hindi mo na finoster or yon. And then social media team, like yeah, we always need people to be part of the social media team kasi nga when I started, parang 40K followers pa lang ata sa Facebook page, and then sa Instagram around 12K, and then now we have like over 100,000 sa Facebook page, and then I think 35 sa Instagram,
40.
and yun nga,
Last
40,
one
yeah.
I checked was 40K.
Ayun, so medyo mahirap na mag-manage ng messages, especially now na I'm working na as well. And also like maybe yung pag-help with creating captions for postings, that could be a really big help na. Like it's so helpful whenever we keep updates regularly, so netizens can know what we're doing and all that. So that's really helpful then. And then with admin task naman, yun with answering emails. And then Renee and I were just talking about it the other day. Then we were thinking na mag-collate ng city vet clinic numbers and all that. And a bunch of other things then talaga na can help the disseminating of information much better and much easier. And then yun, flight volunteers. Like we're still waiting for a flight volunteer for Loki.
For Loki.
Yeah, he's just talaga like his family is waiting for him. Like talagang gusto na nilang ma-meet si Loki. So sana talaga if anyone na who has a flight from Manila to Vancouver anytime soon, then maybe you can tell us about us na needing someone who needs to fly Loki here. And then lastly, all around volunteers. This actually is a suggestion by Renee. I was asking her, saan pa ba natin need ng volunteers? And this is what she said, all around volunteers. Like individuals who really takes initiative and
like Karen.
Like Karen, who takes initiative with completing tasks and and all that. And then the process. So you can always send us a message on our social media platforms naman to express your interest with becoming a volunteer. Pero it would really help if you guys can tell yung attributes nyo or relevant experiences nyo na gusto i-share with the team. Kasi it is a bit difficult for us to kinda like to know, and yung parang mag-respond sa simply by you saying na, I want to volunteer. We kind of need more information, so it is easier for us to accommodate. Like for me, actually, I sent in a resume to Ate Malu, and I sent in a cover letter as well. So yun, and then follow up talaga. It took a bit of time before Ate Malu got back to me, and talagang nag-follow up lang ako. Like I didn't stop until she respond to me talaga.
That's commitment. That's commitment, and that's the drive talaga na gustong-gusto mag-volunteer. Kasi thank you for bringing all those up, Yvonne, because like prior to Yvonne helping me out with the inbox, it was really just me managing the social media platforms of Poshon. And imagine, like, we get so many messages every day, and then we have 2 shelters to manage, and then there are rescue operations once in a while. And again, FYI to everybody, like this very small team of Poshon Project is composed of volunteers who also keep regular jobs. Kaya we apologize if we cannot really get back to your messages right away, because we may be in the middle of our jobs, or we may also be doing some other task or sleeping din once in a while kasi kailangan din namin matulog. But yes, tama talaga. What I appreciated why Yvonne really placed follow up there, because I think if you're really committed to help and to volunteer, then siguro hindi naman sasama ang loob mo pag hindi ka ma-replyan agad, 'di ba? If you're really committed to help. And yes, of course, with Yvonne, having to follow up really, sobrang talaga siya, kakailangan talaga. But siguro if you're within the area of both shelters, siguro if hindi ka man mabalikan right away, you can actually just go to the shelter already and volunteer. And then yung mga din, siguro Yvonne kasi 'di ba medyo paulit-ulit din yung mga messages na nakukuha natin. Like, the shelter locations, the donation details, all of the very basic talaga na yung mga FAQs are actually already on the website. So, if medyo hirap kayong mag-scroll through the social media platforms of Poshon, you can actually visit our website already because the locations are there. The donation details are there also. And yes, everyone's welcome. Siguro, not now, kasi, di ba, medyo strict pa with all the COVID problem. But when everything gets back to normal, everyone's just welcome to visit at the shelter. Kasi, pwede namang kausapin muna yung mga caretakers when you get there. And then you can always ask them kung anong pwede yung matulong sa mga shelters natin. So, yeah, sige, go ahead, Yvonne.
I think, and then last slide na, final words. So, ito nga, talagang, please keep in mind na itong script ko na to, I made it before the webinar, but here it goes. So, I hope this webinar inspires everyone to volunteer, not just for a Poshon project, but also for any organizations that share the same values and aspirations as you do. And I would just like to make everyone think about this. Like, if every single person decides to invest their time in at least one cause they firmly believe in or they are passionate about, then I can imagine how the world will be a much better place to live in. And it is important to surround yourself with like-minded people so you can all work together for a common goal, which is something you can achieve by being a volunteer. There you go.
Yvonne. Thank you very much. Kasi nasagot mo na talaga yung like this is volunteering for Poshon Project in a nutshell. Nasabi mo na talaga like how you were able to start volunteering for Poshon Project. Nasabi mo like the struggles, being part of the team. You were able to tell everyone kung saan tayo nangangailangan ng mga volunteers, and you already told everyone like the process of having to apply as a volunteer for Poshon Project. So, sige, maybe we can just go back to your slide. Baka pwede mo ma-share ulit the screen, Yvonne. Yung yung areas kung saan tayo nangangailangan ng volunteers. Because actually, sometimes we get overwhelmed with the messages of people wanting to volunteer. And sometimes, siguro, dun tayo nagkakagap, like yung after na okay, people will message us and tell us that they wanna volunteer. Pero, madami kasi na parang hanggang dun lang. I think we at this time talaga, gusto ko na talaga na maintindihan ng mga tao na we are really in dire need of volunteers because we're just a very small team. And again, we all keep regular jobs as well. We apologize if you cannot really reply right away. Kaya siguro I'll take this opportunity na lang din to discuss itong, different ways on how you can volunteer for Poshon Project. At if hindi man kayo ma-replyan agad, siguro you can already start kahit hindi pa po kayo ma-replyan ng Poshon Project. Para at least alam nyo na you can already move forward and you can start volunteering for us. Even if you haven't gotten any reply from us yet. Kasi sorry talaga, we're very, very busy. It's just me and Yvonne managing our social media accounts. And we really get a lot of messages. So, yun nga. First, yung regular shelter volunteers. At present, it's kind of hard pa because nga of the whole lockdown issue and all of the COVID problem. But when everything gets back to normal, we normally post naman pag, when the shelter is already open again for volunteers. everyone's welcome to volunteer in both shelters. You may find the addresses of both shelters at the website. So it's potionproject.ph, and you may visit there Mondays through Sundays na talaga. Before, actually, we will update the website. Before, may schedule lang siya na parang MWF lang ata, parang ganon. But, the shelter is just open for volunteers every day. But we would just appreciate it if you can notify us. You send a message to the Instagram page or the Facebook page. If hindi man makareply, then you send a message to my personal number and just let me know na you're going there so I can give a heads up to the caretakers and so that we can expect you. So, what are the things that you can do at the shelter? So, yun nga, nasabi na Yvonne na you can help out with having to walk the dogs kasi not all dogs are off-leash sa mga shelters. Meron kasi ibang dogs na lalo na pag hindi pa kapon, kailangan nakatali sila. So, one way to help out in the shelter is to walk these dogs na naka-leash pa nga because they're still under rehabilitation. We're awaiting pa for schedule of kapon. So, that's one way that you can help us out once you already are at the shelter. And you can help us out with the cleaning. Yun talaga, yung cleaning is an everyday chore. Never-ending yung paglilinis sa shelter kasi imagine mo naman, one shelter has over 100 dogs. And ang dami talaga, like, kakalinis mo lang dito, pagtingin mo doon, may poop na naman ulit, or, things like that. So, yung cleaning chores, ang dami niyo po talagang pwedeng maitulong. And we would appreciate, siguro, like, if you go to the shelter and you wanna help out clean, if you can already bring then, like, siguro your own na mga cleaning materials, just in case lang pagdating niyo dun baka kulang yung broom and yung mop namin. So, if you have siguro like cleaning materials that you can bring with you, we would already appreciate it. Para at least pagdating niyo dun, pwede na kayo mag-clean agad. And then, what else can you help us out with at the shelter? Feeding of the dogs. So, 2 times a day po na kumakain yung mga rescues at the shelter. So in the morning, it's dry food para naman mabigyan ng time yung mga shelters na maglilinis pa kasi sila in the morning. So, it takes a lot of time to... Is that okay?
Yes.
it takes a lot of time pa kasi to prepare yung cooked na meals. That's why, yung wet food for the rescues is in the afternoon. So, you guys can help us out with having to clean the bowls. You can help out the caretakers with preparing the food. So, siguro yun yung mga pinaka-basic na tasks that you can help us out when you go to the shelter. It's having to walk the dogs, it's having to clean the areas, it's having to help us out with the feeding, and siguro while waiting siguro na maluto yung food, while waiting siguro dumating kayo ng noon time, so medyo chill time for the rescues. Maybe you can help us out by, just sitting there and talking to a rescue na aloof, or a rescue na hindi pa nagka-come out sa shell niya, or a rescue na takot or kaka-rescue lang. That's already one way of volunteering at the shelter. Just sit there beside the rescue. Maybe you can bring a book with you and read and just sit down beside the rescue. Kasi even yun nga, sabi ni Gia, even the simple things talaga would matter, especially nga for mga rescues like that. So, those are just some of the very, very basic things that you can help us with when you go to the shelter to volunteer. Next is the adoption team. So, na-discuss na ni Yvonne yun. We would appreciate siguro if you've had any experience with rescuing or with adopting. Kasi mas alam nyo kung ano kung gaano nga siguro mag-screen. Kasi, of course, like us, you'd want the rescue to go to a good home. So, yun, siguro those are the things that you can help us with, especially now that we're already facing the new normal. So, we have already started our first online adoption drive, and we're very happy that yun nga, one of our rescues have already been adopted. So, nakagawa na din kami ng first na online na meet and greet for Foxy. So, hatid na si Foxy sa forever home niya by around Sunday or Monday. So, yun, you guys can help us out with the adoption team para we will be posting the rescues that we showcase during the online adoption drive. Once ma-post namin yon, we'll really need people to help us screen the potential adopters for the rescues. And fosterers, yun nga, we really need 100, 200 GIAs. We really need committed fosterers kasi, it helps us save vet bills, yung mga fosterers. Kasi pag hindi pa kaya na ma-accommodate sa shelter yung bagong rescue, lalo na pag may distemper, we really need fosterers. So, yun lang, foster is for the mga tao na medyo strong talaga. Because it's so hard. It's so hard to take care of an animal only to let them go when they're better. But yes, have faith lang, and then let's pray for the strength. And then, yun, social media team. We'll need people to help us out with PubMats. We'll need people who can help us out with social media team and admin tasks. We'll need people who can help us, send letters, proposal letters to possible partner companies. And FYI to everybody, we really finally have our official receipt already. So baka may mga kilala kayo dyan ng mga companies na willing to, yung mga naghahanap ng CSR, please send us a message. We can issue receipts for tax purposes, tax deduction purposes. Yun sa admin pa lang and sa social media, there's already a lot that you can do even from the comforts of your own home. And even kahit you're traveling, even just with your phone, kung kami nagka-canva lang din naman kami actually. Kasi we're not professional na mga graphic artists, but yun nga, there's always something that we can do. Don't worry, kasi si Potion, hindi naman kami that, keen.
Strict
Hindi naman kami
and
that,
choosy.
we're not really strict and choosy with the PubMats that we post. Kasi, yun, sorry din siguro pag mga graphic artists na nakakita ng iba namin mga post. Kami lang din po kasi gumagawa nun. But yes, we'll really need people who can help us out with social media and also admin tasks. And yun, sana may makatulong na sa amin, Yvonne, lalo na pag I'm at work and also Yvonne is on duty. Kasi naiipon yung mga messages sa inbox. So again, we apologize if we cannot really get back to you right away because, again, we also keep regular jobs so that, we have bills to pay to and we really have to sustain the needs of the shelter even without donation. So, yun, I really have to say thank you din talaga to Yvonne. Even if she's so committed with having to volunteer and help us out with the inbox and all of the admin tasks, she really makes it a point kasi alam niya din talaga yung mga gastusin sa shelter. She really makes it a point to donate as well. So I'm very, very grateful. Like, I cannot really put into words how grateful I am for you and for the whole team talaga. So thank you. And yes, flight volunteers. We really need a flight volunteer for Loki. May mga nag-i-inquire na rin. But yun, FYI again, Potion Project will not be shouldering your flight to Canada. So dapat meron na kayong ticket to Vancouver. What the adopter of Loki will shoulder is yun nga, like Loki's yung ticket ni Loki and everything else sa pag-transfer kay Loki but not your flight. So yun, we need flight volunteers because we'll never know. We may be able to partner with more organizations in different countries as well. So, yun, we'll need this pool of flight volunteers. And yun, all-around volunteers talaga kasi we have, we have mga events din naman. So, you guys can help us out. Or probably, siguro, what other volunteers in the form din na yung mga artists siguro. The celebrities and the social media influencers, the simple ways of having to post about not just Potion Project but probably any shelter for that matter kasi lahat talaga ngayon struggling and we always feel for lahat ng mga rescue. Sabi nga ni Yvonne na yun, lahat siguro kung meron man na people who would try to bring us down or people who would talk ill about not just Potion Project but probably any other shelter. Let's always think na it's always the animals on the losing end. Kami po talaga, kung gusto lang namin, pwede naman kaming tumigil if gugustuhin, diba? Kasi it's very tiring. But we always think of the rescues kasi sila talaga yung kawawa in the end. So, let's always just do our part and let's probably think of ways on how we can help each other. Not just the rescues but also each other talaga because if wala tayo, diba, parang papano din sila. We also have to help each other. Let's cheer each other up. Let's pray for each other. Again, you guys have no idea how tiring actually and how exhausting it is. That's why I am very, very grateful for the volunteers. Thank you really to Yvonne, thank you to Renee, thank you to Kate, thank you to Grace, thank you to all of the caretakers. Lahat-lahat po din po kayo na mga nagvo-volunteer to help us spread the word. Everyone din na mga to everyone na nag-i-initiate ng mga fundraisers for Potion Project, thank you so much. We may not be able to acknowledge all of you kasi nga sobrang dami na talaga. But know that we are very grateful for you. Ako kahit sa sobrang daming messages na mga pumapasok sa page, actually, I remember you. Like, mayroon po kayong space talaga dito sa brain ko and sa heart ko. Hindi ko man kayo ma-acknowledge and ma-replyan lahat-lahat, but we really see and we appreciate all of your efforts. Pasensya na din po sa lahat ng mga hindi namin ma-replyan, lalo na pag mga rescue na request, because we're really having a hard time now. I hope everyone understands na you guys have no idea how much we wanna rescue all. But it's just not possible. Kaya, that's why we're here to inspire everybody and to encourage everybody to, to do our part. Lahat tayo, let's do our part. Kasi, yun nga, even with the stray feeding, let's say, kahit nga sa followers na lang siguro of Potion Project on Facebook, let's say 100,000. One person feeding one stray animal a day, that's 100,000 stray animals fed every day. So do not discount the little efforts. Do not discount all of the little things that you do as a volunteer. Yun, ang dami-dami. Di ba, Yvonne, marami pa rin nagbe-message sa inbox natin asking how to volunteer. So I hope that tonight's webinar has answered all of your questions and all of your queries. One way that you also guys can volunteer for us is siguro if may mga nakikita kayo na comment sa mga post ng Potion Project. Like ito sila ni Prince George, Kathy, all of our other committed volunteers and advocates and followers. We appreciate you guys every time we see you na nagko-comment kayo sa mga post ng mga tao, like asking how do we donate to Potion Project. Tapos nagko-comment na din kayo dyan and then you put the donation details. Know that that's already one way of volunteering. So thank you for doing that for us. Kasi again, sabi ko nga, hindi talaga namin kaya ni Yvonne ma-accommodate and ma-replyan lahat-lahat ng mga messages. So thank you to you guys for helping us out, disseminate information. So siguro yun, those are the things that you guys can help us out even while you're, while we're in the middle of a pandemic, while we're all at home. Marami pa rin po tayo talaga pwedeng gawin. Like the stray feeding program. Imagine I'm here in Bacolod, pero I didn't really expect na maging ganon kalaki. Na, it came to a point talaga na we were able to feed over 1,000 strays every day. So, kaya talaga. And like si Yvonne, she's in Canada, but she's still able to help us out. So, let's always remember na there is always something that we can do. Yun talaga, paulit-ulit nga yung sinasabi natin na adopt. If you cannot adopt, then you can always foster. But just be strong enough to let go of the animal when the animal is already well. But if you cannot foster, then you can also donate. And donations is hindi naman siya na pera lang talaga. Every time, we also post yung mga, kung ano mga pangangailangan namin sa shelter. So, yun nga, like right now, we're looking for mga old tires, we're looking for pallets, we're looking for, tiles. We're also looking for help or for the construction of our cattery. So, siguro baka if may mga hardware kayo or may mga kakilala kayo na can help us out, then, things like that would already, pag-volunteer na yun yung pagtatap niyo sa kanila and even just pag-direct nyo lang sa kanila sa page ng Potion Project. And also, if you cannot donate, then you can always volunteer. Ito talaga, I can say it again and again, that being able to volunteer, in a cause na yun nga, na yung gusto mong gawin talaga in life, being able to volunteer and put your heart talaga in what you're doing as a volunteer can really change your life. It gives you a sense of purpose na eto kami na kahit pagod na, like ito si Yvonne the other day, straight talaga, walang tulog from duty pa. But it's that it's that fire within you. Iba din talaga. Like siguro 'di ba, mas nakakapagod yung mga ginagawa natin for Potion Project compared sa yung mga regular jobs natin minsan, but you feel more fulfilled. You feel more fulfilled, most especially that you're volunteering for creatures that cannot really speak for themselves, that cannot really voice out kung ano yung nararamdaman nila. So, yun, please volunteer if you can. And if you cannot volunteer, then you can always advocate. Gamitin po ninyo yung mga filters na ginawa ni Gia and ni Karen to advocate for Potion Project. Kasi you'll never know. May mga tao talaga pag nakikita nila ng filter and then they ask like, what's Potion Project? Or like, pwede palang mag-adopt dito sa Philippines. Akala kasi actually talaga ng mga tao, marami pa rin talagang nagme-message sa page na they didn't realize na meron pala nito dito sa Philippines. Ay, like, pwede pala mag-adopt dito. So, you'll never know. Even the little things that you do, even with just having to share a post or with having to use the filter that, our volunteers made, hindi nyo alam talaga na meron at meron kayong matatap or meron at meron kayong may inspire to do something for the animals as well. So, yun, siguro Yvonne, just, tell them again the process para lang ma-remind everybody, those who are willing to volunteer for us. Maybe you can run through the process of volunteering again if they're interested.
Yeah, so, show ko pa ba yung slide or...
Okay, kahit no na.
Okay, so, ayun, you can message us on our social media, pero it would really be helpful kung i-mention nyo din kung ano yung mga attributes nyo and kung in what way nyo gustong mag-volunteer. And then, yun nga, by sending a resume or like a cover letter to better express your interest, parang mas better yon to make it easier for us to filter kung saan namin kayo pwedeng ilagay or kung anong task yung pwede namin i-assign. And yeah, yun nga, yung to follow up lang. Follow up lang and yun.
Yun. So again ha, sa lahat ng mga gusto pong mag-volunteer for Potion Project, yun, nakita nyo na kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-volunteer kasi we get that a lot. Like, how can we volunteer? Saan kami pwedeng tumulong? We've already discussed tonight, like, the different ways that you guys can help us out, the different, may iba ba mga categories na pwede kayo mag-volunteer, and also the process as well. And yun, please bear with us if we're not able to respond to you right away. But yun, just follow up lang talaga. So, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for the sobrang complete talaga and very detailed the explanation about volunteering. And thank you so much for giving so much of your time and your talents and your mga hindi pa siguro na-discover na talents for Potion Project and for our rescues. We're very, very grateful for you and I hope that there are 100,000 more Yvonnes in the world.
Thank you also.
Okay, sige. So before we just end the night, I'd like to show lang a video, a year-ender video of Potion Project made also by one of our very committed volunteers that I am very, very grateful for. So yes, this is the year-ender video of Potion, lahat ng mga highlights of last year. So that was our year last year in a video. And we really wouldn't have made it this far if not for our committed team, if not for the volunteers, if not for all of you who continue to support us and give us words of encouragement. So thank you. But of course, thank you to another very committed volunteer, Renee. Before we end before we end tonight and the webinar, can we just bring up Renee? Renee, can you bring up yourself here? And, just, maybe just tell everybody, like, your experience as a volunteer for Potion Project and, your message lang of inspiration. To everyone who are, interested to be part of the team. Grabe okay, yay!
Lang.
Wait.
Ayun.
Yay!
Yan.
Sige,
Oo.
Renee. Thank you for the video and all of the pub mats and all of the videos that you make for us. Is Lolo Charlie there? For sure gusto silang makita ng mga
Tulog na.
tao.
Wait
Lolo
lang.
Charlie
Change
is
device.
there with Renee.
Change device lang ako. Wait lang.
Sige, bago lang tayo mag-end ng night. Para makita naman ng mga tao live si Lolo Charlie kung gaano na siya kataba dahil sa iyo. Dahil sa lahat ng mga
Wait
efforts
lang.
mo din to foster and volunteer. Hindi prepared
Wait
si
lang.
Renee. Sorry na.
Hindi ako
Sorry
prepared.
na. It's okay. It's okay. Ganyan tayo eh. Sige, Renee will just switch devices so that she can show you Charlie now. For sure. Charlie kasi is everyone's inspiration. Charlie is such an inspiration to everybody. And yun nga, Renee is currently fostering Charlie. Para naman makita niyo kung kamusta na si Charlie now. Charlie, the Taal Rescue, not Don Charlie. Nakaka-confuse na yung mga tao kasi dalawa na yung Charlie natin. Kaya we have Lolo Charlie and there's Don Charlie. Pero yun ha, everybody, thank you for staying up with us. We're 2 days away from the concert. I'm already nervous and excited at the same time. And tomorrow din pala ha, while we're waiting for Renee lang, tomorrow we'll have a free kapon. But here muna in Bacolod, kasi it's kind of hard to get more vets in Manila since
Wait lang.
everyone's on lockdown.
Charlie boy, come here.
Charlie!
Hirap. Wait lang. Charlie! Say hi.
Hi, Lolo Charlie!
Charlie!
Oh my gulay, my
Ang sobrang
Lolo
taba niya talaga.
Charlie! And Erica is there too!
Erika.
Yun, Erica yung si Erica yung, oh my gulay!
Baliktad.
Si Erica yung cage mate ni Charlie na inadopt namin from the vet. Hi, Lolo Charlie! Super golden na talaga yung fur ni Lolo Charlie.
Ayan.
Oh, I miss Lolo Charlie.
Soon.
Mataba na talaga siya all because of Renee's dedication. So, yun, si Renee hindi lang talaga siya nagva-volunteer for the pub mats and the videos and all of the other errands, but she's also fostering Lolo Charlie. So, sige Renee.
Dito din si Maxine.
Yeah, and Maxine also. Maxine is a
Nag-interact
rescue of our volunteer din. Rescue din sa one of our volunteers, Sam. So, thank you, Sam, for stepping up
Hey,
for
Maxine.
Maxine, may own world talaga siya.
Oo.
See,
Daan lang.
tignan nyo. Ito lang, flex ko lang talaga, my little team, kung gaano sila saka-committed. Tignan nyo si Renee, tatlo yung pinofoster niya ngayon from our rescues. Oh my gosh, Lolo Charlie, aburido yung itsura kasi ginising. Sorry na, Lolo Charlie.
Sabang tulog na
Pasensya
eh.
Oo nga. Sige Renee, you tell everybody your experience as a volunteer of Potion Project, and maybe you can inspire more people to also be part of the team.
Yung una, nalaman ko yung Potion Project through sa kapatid ni Gia, kaklas ko kasi nung senior high. So yun, parang nag-stop din kasi ako sa school nun. So, parang wala din ako magawa sa time. So, nag-volunteer ako, nag-message ako kung anong pwedeng gawin. Dapat video lang gagawin ko. So, nakita ko yung shelter, wala pang bubong. Tapos sobrang, wala din talagang materials. Yung mga rescues din nun, nauulanan kasi nga wala nga bubong. Tapos wala pang bakod din yung shelter. So, after nung first ko na visit, nangyari doon, halos araw-araw na ako nagbe-volunteer sa shelter mismo. So, bali from Taguig to Bulacan. Mga 3 hours yung biyahe. 3 hours yung biyahe. Tapos yun, parang medyo nakakapagod pa yung biyahe. Tapos, maski parang yung after ng kasi pagod na nga sa biyahe and everything, kasi yung physical energy,
Work.
sobrang drained din kasi kakalinis din ng sa shelter, tapos may sariling work. Tapos parang, yung nakaka-push through lang sa akin na mag-volunteer pa rin, yung dahil sa mga rescues. Yung empathy na,
At
yung
yung
parang,
ano mo, at yung baby mo sa
yung,
shelter.
si Chicken. Tapos yun, parang, sa mga, yung message ko na sa mga gusto mag-volunteer, initiative lang talaga, hindi mo, wag na kayo maghintay na kung ano pa pwedeng gawin. Parang go lang ng go sa kung anong pwedeng matulong, isip ko na kung anong pwedeng project na gawin, para lang for improvement din ng shelter, tsaka yung sa advocacy lang din. Kasi, hindi lang naman Potion Project yung animal advocate na group talaga. Madami din iba. Sa mangyayari din, parang, saan tayo? Parang sama-sama sana tayo ipaglaban yung advocacy na to. Na mag-educate pa tayo ng ibang tao na etong mga animals may buhay din and they deserve a better life too. Ayun.
Tama. So, yun talaga, take it from Renee na she just went to the shelter kasi nga gusto nga niya mag-volunteer to take footages kasi we needed videos and materials to show about kasi we had to raise funds for the roof, I remember. That's why I needed footages kasi kailangan mag-raise funds para mabubungan na nga yung shelter. So, from that lang na gusto niya, pumunta siya sa shelter, was just wanting to help us to take footages, tuloy-tuloy na. Kahit hindi nga siya nagme-message na sa page or whatever, talagang kusa lang, pupunta lang siya sa shelter every day and she sees what she can do to help. So, yun, I think that's the, like, kayo talaga, like my core team, yung perfect example of how it is to become a volunteer. And yun, sobrang tagal na, how many months has it been since you volunteered? Nag 1 year na. Nag
1 year na din.
no? Oo, nag 1 year na din. So, yun, these are the people that I work with, the core team, my volunteers. I don't even have to, flex ko lang talaga, my volunteers, na I don't even really give them instructions. Parang talagang nagtitake initiative lang sila and they make it out of their way to help out. And with that, I am very, very grateful. So, yun, sana, I really hope that you guys were inspired and sana, yun, we'll get more volunteers after this webinar. Yun, sabi nga namin ni Yvonne, kahit hindi mo po kami makapag-reply right away, follow up lang. And then, yun, take it from Renee din, na kahit hindi man kami makapag-reply or whatever, yun, isip lang, take initiative lang kung ano pwedeng magawa. Kasi nagpo-post naman kami everyday kung ano yung mga kailangan. So, you'll never know talaga. Baka next na webinar kayo na yung sasalita dito. Kasi kayo na po pagta-take over ko kasi pagod na din ako. But no, thank you to everyone. Sa lahat po ng mga nagvo-volunteer for Potion, may it be, big way or small way man, kung nakapunta man kayo sa shelter o nagsishare lang ng post. Thank you sa lahat. Ay, si Lola Charlie nakikinig. Ay, ano yun?
Smile pa.
Nagsasmile pa siya. Oh my gosh. But yun, in behalf of the whole Potion Project team, in behalf of, my whole self, talaga in behalf of me pa talaga, thank you to all of you guys for choosing to volunteer. No, it's not for Potion Project, but it's for all of these voiceless animals. It's for the rescues. And yun nga sinasabi ko lagi, Potion Project is not my project, but it's all God's project. Tapos ginagamit lang talaga tayo. So, kung gusto niyo po na maging makabuluhan yung buhay ninyo, try volunteering kasi it will really change your life. Nakakapagod po siya, pero nothing can be more rewarding. Talagang tatalunin po niya yung 1 million na mga jackpot na papalunan niyo sa loto. Kasi iba yung feeling talaga when you become part of a family. That's really how we treat each other in Potion Project. Talagang pamilya po talaga yung pag-treat namin sa isa't isa. And we really hope that you guys will choose to be a part of this family by volunteering. So, thank you. We've had such a long night tonight. Over 3 hours of webinar and chikahan. But I hope that, it has clarified one way or another yung mga yung skeptical pa about volunteering, and I hope it has answered your concerns about volunteering as well. Thank you again. Thank you. I would always tell everyone I wouldn't make it this far if not for you guys, the volunteers. So, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Gia. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Renee, for being a part of the Potion Project family, and thank you for choosing to volunteer. Thank you also to Kate for helping out. Of course, my brother Philip here also na nagpe-prepare ng lahat-lahat din dito for me. Thank you for choosing to volunteer. Yun, like I mentioned earlier, we're 2 days away from the concert. Please save the date. Continue to share the post about the concert. 8 p.m. on Sunday, we will be live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Actually, we're still trying to figure out if mag-YouTube lang ba kami para lahat doon na lang manood. Because the goal really is to be able to monetize the channel for the rescues. And if magsa-split and sa Facebook manonood yung iba, so sayang yung yung madagdag sana ng mga viewers and yung the watch hours for YouTube. But yes, we'll figure it out. Please send us let us know how you feel about it if sa YouTube lang namin papalabas yung concert. And then tomorrow, again, for the Bacolod residents, we'll have free kapon. As of the moment, I think we have 14 to 15 slots. 14 to 15 slots pa lang. We have posted the details about the kapon tomorrow. So, if you have a rescued pet or if meron kayong pet na aspin or puspin, please fill out the form so that maisali po kayo sa libre na kapon bukas. We'll also stay tuned for the schedule for Manila naman na libre kapon. And also kung may mga vets mananonood nito and you're willing to partner with us and offer low cost na spay and neuter, please send us a message. Let us all be part of the solution. So it's really having to control the population of the strays. So thank you everybody. I'm very, very grateful. My heart is always full every time I think of the volunteers and the whole Potion Project family. Thank you for spending your evening with us. Salamat talaga sa mga tumutok mula talaga na before nag-start yung webinar until now. Thank you for your patience. Salamat din sa pag-intindi sa mga technical difficulties. Thank you to the speakers. Thank you to all of you making comments and following us and sending us words of encouragement. Maraming salamat po. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll forgo the 8 p.m. We'll forgo the 8 p.m. webinar about stay and neuter. Stay tuned tomorrow because we will bring in our vet any moment tomorrow during the spay and neuter session to explain to us the importance of spay and neuter. So, salamat everybody. Please, if you can donate to our cause, please do so. It really changes lives. And adopt. We promise that we will upload all of the photos of the rescues for adoption by tomorrow or probably morning of Sunday. So, thank you everybody, and always remember in this world that we can be anything. Let us always choose to be kind. So, bye and good night everybody. Thank you again for staying with us.